Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to another Live with Bonnie Bricks this Sunday. Hello, say hi in the chat. I can already see some comments coming in. Oh, I will need to just close one of my tabs because I just got an echo, a horrendous echo of myself. So yeah, that was a rookie mistake right there. I don't know if anyone has noticed. Certainly none of my guests have mentioned it in the lobby just there, but I have had a little bit of an appearance change. Keeping it in theme with Disney, of course, but I have gone full on mermaid mode. So let me know if you think it looks good or if I've made a terrible mistake. Having a third life crisis. But there you go. Right, who is saying hi? Right, Ivan, you were here super early. How is it going? You're not going to miss this one today, so we can hang out with you. Oh, I'm so happy. Thank you so much for coming along. The Jedi Night Watch is here, says Brigham Artemis the Goat. Is that a nickname? You'll have to explain. I have not heard of that reference before, but there you go. Yeah, everyone is saying hello, hello. The Trout Fly Fisherman. This is a new name. Hello, welcome. Are you new to the Lego community, or are you just new to my stream? Either way, welcome very much along. And everyone is saying hi, my Lego buddy. Oh, we're buddies already. There you go. And Matt is saying hi in the chat as well. So we are spoiled for choice for guests today, everybody. I am so psyched to have so many people coming along to the stream, and it just fills me with so much like, oh, I just can't believe how many people are coming along and wanting to be in my stream, and how many people watched last week. A big shout out to the replay gang, because I cannot believe how many people watched back, and I really appreciate it. And I so appreciate all the comments as well. I had a few people message me saying that they absolutely loved it and they're looking forward to this week. So again, thank you so much. What's Mike saying? Hi, is this the aerial stream? Yes. Well, I suppose it's kind of in line with Scottish themed, is it not? I mean, it's not ginger, but you know, borderline. Oh, and Matt is impromptu warning everyone about his glitches. So I have also tweaked the little plug that I put in for him with all of his glitches. So let's hope it doesn't happen this week, but we'll see. So without further ado, we'll get our first guest on, because we have 5 guests this week. Oh, spoiled. So we'll get the first person on. So this is someone that was on last week. They do their own streams as well every Thursday, which I am a part of and feel very honored to be so. So let's get him on. It is none other than Matt. Hello, Matt.
G'day, how are we going this week?
So good. I am sweating like a pig. Is it warm where you are, Matt? Because I am so sweaty.
It's very warm. So it's been like that for the last couple of days, and then a bit of rain, becomes really humid, sticky, and yeah, all that good stuff.
Yeah, it's like clammy, and I'm just not sure what to do with myself, because I have a little tower fan here, but yeah, it's not doing enough. And then when I open the window, it's just like the hot air comes in. So, but you must be like, you must not find this that bad because of like being an Aussie. This is not really.
Yeah, it's one of those things, because I've been away for so long now, you kind of get reacclimatized to everything. So you do get to the point where it's sort of like 25, 30, oh, this is really hot, That's sort of like a winter's day. So it's like, oh no, I've become all soft and old.
No, I think it's totally reasonable. Like the weather doesn't know what it's doing anymore in Britain. Like we used to be well known for being rainy, but now we're just like unpredictable. Who knows? Like I think there was one day that we've had all seasons in a single day, like snow, sun, you name it. It's just ridiculous. But it's so good to have you back on. For anyone out there that hasn't maybe come across you and your channel before, do you want to just give yourself a quick plug and talk about what you're interested in when it comes to Lego, of course?
Yeah, sure. Family Bricks is the YouTube channel. I'm trying to get more into doing mocks and things like that. In the past, I've done a lot of sort of Legoland hints and tips and bits and pieces of mocks, but at the moment, one thing which I'm doing is a series of shorts, which is like the top 5 most expensive sets for like every year. And I've been working backwards, so up to I think about 2010. So still got about another 50 years to get through.
I know that's going to keep you busy for a while, isn't it? I love seeing those come up, and it still astonishes me like what price certain sets went for. And I'm like, how is this even like, I mean, we all know Lego's expensive, but some of them I'm just like, what is the justification for that?
Yeah. I mean,
But
I sort of kind of put it off because people, it's one of the favorite topics in the last year or two is just how expensive everything is. And so, like, yeah, let's go back and have a look at this.
yeah, we need to investigate this more.
We need to Lego being expensive.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, well, since we have so many guests on, as you know, we'll get in our next guest. He's also part of our panel on Matt's Thursday streams as well. I said this last time, I'll say it again. He is a stop motion king. He's a legend of stop motion. He's going places with this, maybe very, very slowly, but he is fantastic at what he does, and you should definitely be checking out his latest content. Look at him smiling in the lobby. He loves it when I plug him like that. Let's get him on. Without further ado, it is Trevor from Trevor's Videos. Hello, Trevor.
I love your intros. Carry on. You do all the talking. I'll just sit here and listen.
Just like
How we doing?
lie back. Yeah.
Hiya, Matt. Hiya, Bonnie.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you, Trevor?
Thank you for having me back on.
Of course, we had to. As I said in the lobby, you guys are my bread and butter for my live streams. Can't do it without you. So only to honor to have you back on. But yeah, I love the tagline, saving for August 1st. Do you want to quickly tell us what that might be in reference to specifically?
A load of Lego sets that I wish to buy.
Just to summarize, there's too many otherwise. We'll pry the information out of you later.
Yeah, there's a couple of in particular, but yeah, we'll talk about them later.
Okay. Well, in that case, do you want to just give everyone that's maybe never heard of you or come across your channel before an introduction to what you're interested in?
I'm Trevor from Trevor's Videos, the channel. I love creating. We just did a successful vlog. I love creating content for the channel, speed builds, stop motion, and the odd review. Just having fun and putting the content out there for the whole community to hopefully love and enjoy.
Absolutely, and we absolutely do, because you're so like creative with how you go about things. Like, especially, you know, the one that I love the most, the up house. Oh, everyone has to watch the stop motion. And now you're talking about doing a stop motion for the Hocus Pocus set.
Hocus Pocus, yeah, that arrived yesterday. Yeah, I got my delivery yesterday, so I've got to start on that because I need to finish that ready for Halloween special.
Yeah, well, at least if you start it now, you're giving yourself plenty time to try and get it done, I suppose. Just stagger things out and yeah, don't give yourself too much work. Make sure you're having some chill time and enjoying the build as well. Like that's important, isn't it?
That's one thing about stop motion. It does get you to appreciate the build because you're not just running at 100 miles an hour. You're taking it really steady with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And can I just check, Matt, are you up to your shenanigans from last week where you're drawing our sketches? Okay, I should have warned people about this. So Matt likes to sketch parts of the stream in very strange and scary cartoon caricatures. You know what I'm trying to say? Drawings. So yeah, that's the first one. Oh, scary stuff. Okay, and with that creepy image in mind, I'll just quickly show everyone. You're very good though, I have to admit. Like it's, and I love how Trev still looks like Bart. Bart Simpson. Oh, it's freaky. Oh, I look like I've got cauliflower hands. So thanks for that. Right, okay, without further ado, we'll get on our next guest. Otherwise, we'll just be doting over these sketches and yeah, it'll just be the weirdest stream ever. So our next guest I've never had on it. It's his first time on my stream, but definitely not the first time he appears on any streams because he's always flagging up. It is the one and only Sai. Hello, Sai. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing?
Hello. You caught me just gazing into the distance. Hey, Trev. Hey, Max. Hi, Matt. And I noticed your hair, but we didn't get time to talk about it, by the way.
I know, it was just, you came on with 1 minute to go, so I was just like, we just need to get on, we need to get on.
Yeah,
but no,
I was early.
But yeah, how are you doing?
Good, yeah, it's warm and I'm doing well. I'm doing great, yeah.
Yeah, what have you been up to recently? Lego-wise?
I have been working on a video for Lego 2K Drive, so that's been taking up the whole week. So should have some videos out and that in the next few days, and that's really been it for the past while. Yeah.
Oh, very good. Is there anything that we should maybe keep an eye out? I'll make sure you get to plug in at the end. But is there anything? Because I know the stuff that you do is just fantastic. So is there anything that you're particularly excited about?
Well, I don't know. I can't remember when it is, but no one's talked about it even. The 72-hour live stream is coming up, and you're taking part, and I'm taking part, and Matt's taking part. So I haven't streamed in a long time. I used to do a weekly Thursday stream, and people probably know me from getting on most of the I know, well, no, you didn't encroach or anything. I gave up. I just stopped doing it. It's on hiatus, really. But my stream was basically trying to get the big streamers, the big Lego YouTube people from everywhere onto a live stream so everyone could basically meet them. Because a lot of these people never kind of really hung out with the community before, and it was cool to just get everybody on in the chat on the panel and just have a great big chat. Like, so everyone from Jang Bricks and Ryan from Emador Productions and you name it have been on. So that's on hiatus, and it's good to see other people filling in that time, like Matt and Rich. He was still, I don't know if he's still doing it now, but yeah. So for the moment, I am concentrating on shorts. I like doing shorts. I really love minifigures. I collect minifigures, so I'm kind of like not educating people, but just kind of making people aware of kind of rare and weird minifigures that are available or were available, or, you know, like you were saying earlier, minifigures that people don't think are expensive, but are expensive, and you're kind of going, why? But yeah, so that's where I'm at the moment.
That's really interesting because shorts has just taken off, hasn't it? And I still can't get my head around shorts. Like, I just don't understand how to get them like to fly off the rails and views and like what people might enjoy seeing and things like that. And like,
yeah, I mean,
it's just...
before I was trying, I went down the viral video route. I did that before, and that was cool and everything else. Videos, 6.5 million viewers and stuff like that. But now I'm not going for that. I'm going for the kind of quality. And you know, if I get 200 people watching, that's fine. If there's like 2,000 people looking at the video, that's fine. But it's taken off really well on Reels for some reason. Like the Reels ones are doing really well, and the shorts aren't doing as well as some other people. But I'm not going for the viral content in shorts at the moment. So
okay, fair enough. Yeah, because long like content is like just as like, I find it more enjoyable because you're kind of investing more time. You're kind of like you can also almost like make a story to what you're doing, whether it's a review, whether it's like a vlog. I find them more enjoyable to watch anyway. Shorts are good if you're flicking through your phone, but I mean, I don't generally look at shorts
on the toilet. You know, go through a load of shorts. Not literally.
Yeah. I mean, there's an image I need to try and get in my head now. And on the topic of shorts, we should definitely get someone in that has managed to go shorts viral, as you say. So this is someone that I've been chatting to for a while, and I just absolutely had to ask him to come on. But yes, he was very much taking off with his YouTube channel. His subscriber count just went whoosh after the big Bowser trend, if anyone knows what I'm talking about. So we'll have to get him on. It is none other than Brick Artemis.
Hello. How's everyone doing?
Hey.
Good.
Very good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm hanging in there, ready to hang out with you guys and have a good time. This is actually my first Lego live stream, so I'm very excited to meet you guys. And I go live in the 1/6 figure community. I don't know if you guys are you know, well known with all that stuff, but we collect Hot Toys as well, which you see kind of behind me, just figures from like Marvel and DC. And so I do have some experience, so I'm not too nervous, but yeah, first time Lego, so that's like, very exciting for me. So thank you for having me.
Feel very honored for this to be your first live stream. I am amazed that you've not been on anyone else's yet, though. But that's super exciting to know that you're thinking of streaming as well. So yeah, I mean, you've already told us that you collect other stuff, but like, what's your kind of main interest when it comes to Lego? Then you'll have to give us a little intro.
Oh man, I wish I was good at mock building because I'd really love to get into that. I went to Brick World Chicago, which was amazing, and seeing all of that kind of really got me into that. However, right now, I would say like my favorite theme is Lego ideas. I love all the new stuff. It's just a huge variety. You know, I grew up building, you know, Lego just like most of us did as kids and everything. And then for a while I stopped. It was more like video games and all that kind of stuff. And then I had kids, and my kids always wanted to get Lego. And I was like, that's so expensive. Like I'm not going to buy you a $50 set when you're going to lose all these pieces. And then I did it. And then I was watching some YouTube videos with my 6-year-old and saw that they had a Home Alone house. And ever since then, I was hooked. So I created a YouTube channel and got really nerdy on my family and just went with it.
And it all snowballed from there. I'm
Oh,
sure we
yeah.
all understand that, yeah. But yeah, I suppose that is a hard thing actually. Like if you have kids that are wanting you to buy Lego, I'm not at that point of concern yet. But yeah, it must be kind of hard to try and justify, especially if there's maybe sets that you'd like to buy for yourself, how
Right.
you can kind
right.
of find that balance and justify being able to buy them
Well,
stuff.
see
But yeah.
what you can do is say, well, it's for my son to the wife, and then you build it and put it on your shelf, and it's yours.
And when your
Yeah.
son tries to look at it, he gets told to get out. Get out.
Don't touch.
It's not for you anymore.
Exactly. Yep.
I know it's hard. I've always wondered because it's definitely entered my mind very briefly whether it's like, does anyone else feel like they're going to turn into Will Ferrell and get the Craggle out and just like because they just feel so precious about their displays, like forgetting that it's a toy at times, but you do hope that no child comes in and just demolishes it.
My kids have never come in and wrecked the place or taken stuff down to look at or whatever, and I don't know why, because I've never been like, don't come in, don't touch they just well, when they were into Lego, I was buying them their own anyway, so they were kind of putting theirs, kind of imitating what I was in, putting theirs onto the shelf and displaying theirs. We've never had a Lego set like taken apart and rebuilt into everything else, and I don't know why the kids just never went down that route either.
Yeah, not the destructive type.
Exactly, and they're young, so they're kind of going into an early dark age, and guess who's getting their Lego? Me.
That's always how we want this to conclude, isn't it? Like ultimately, even like I had the excuse of getting a Duplo set. I mean, I
saw that.
But I get to build Duplo then. It's a good excuse. But obviously, on the side, sort of. But we'll see. It's gonna look nice, but that I think Duplo is a different thing. Like I'm happy if that gets a little bit destroyed.
I can.
Yeah, but yes, right. Let's get our last guest on so we can get the chat properly flowing. So this is someone else that's very, very new to the Lego sphere and has recently been on their first live stream as well. So yes, another person that I've been speaking to for quite a while, and I was so happy when he asked to come on this week. I was absolutely no question about it coming on. So without further ado, we have Brooke Askew. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Good to meet you at last. And
I
everyone
know.
else on the panel, other than Matt and Trev, of course.
I know, twice in 1 week. What the hell?
Yeah, I know, right?
Too much of a good thing, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Don't have it in moderation. But how are you? What have you been up to recently?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. What I've been doing, I've been making mock recently as like a zombie themed mock, which I finished this week. And yeah, so that's been me, that and working really, and preparing to go. I'm going to Barcelona tomorrow, so yeah, been preparing for that.
Super exciting. You still found time to come on here tonight. That's dedication. Yeah. That is like Lego love. That's pure Lego love right there. Lego love for a live stream. But yes, because you sent in your picture of your zombie apocalypse mock last week, didn't you? And yeah.
Yes. I can send you some more. Sorry, I meant to send you some. I'll send you some in a minute if you want for later.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if I'll be able to share. I'm honestly, guys, I am sweating like a pig. I am like, need to stay hydrated, otherwise I'll end up just like toppling over during this live stream. But yes, no, we'll work it out and we'll definitely show off more pictures during the live stream. But yeah, it's so good to have you. So is that your main interest and your main focus is mocks then? Would you say?
Yeah, I guess it's kind of 50-50. The last 6 months or so, maybe a year actually, it's been mocks. It's taken a big focus. I kind of switch between the two. I build a mock and then build a set or two, and then build a mock, and yeah, just go like that really.
Yeah, because it's a different build experience altogether, isn't it? Because as I said, it's just nice to sit down and just follow the instructions, whereas a mock you kind of have to really like think.
I don't know how you do it. You've got such a creative mind. I take my hat off to people at mock. It's just amazing. What you produce is amazing.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I guess it is a completely different thing. Well, with mocking, it's like, for me at least, it's just kind of getting something out of my head. So there's it's therapeutic in a way, but it's also got a slight bit of like, I don't know if stress is the right word, but it's not the same as following instructions where you just, you can follow them and you get lost in it. And
does building the zombies get rid of your nightmares?
Just makes them real. I just see them every day.
Oh, what's Matt done now? Let's have a wee look. Zombies have an effect. That is terrifying. Oh my god, Matt, you're gonna scare people right off of this stream. Why is his arm bent forward? Minifigs are smaller than me. Oh my god.
Sure are.
For anyone who doesn't know, I've for years drawn size a little minion figure. So,
Yeah, I remember you saying, was it last week? I have to admit though, I see the resemblance.
Hello.
and you're up for it, so.
Wish my shorts would come back. Oh god. Or I wish they
Glad
would
you
take
found
off
that.
at least.
Covering up. Yeah. Oh,
Oh well, at least he's provided you with some modesty, Sai.
exactly.
Right, I feel like there's like another 5 of us here. I feel like between us we can someone can sketch Matt and we can get get our own back. But yeah, so I mean, I look at the collection behind you though, like Rob, it's crazy. Like the amount of boxes and like everything that you have, it's crazy. Like and the like, what is that? Or is that the bugle? Sorry.
Are you talking about me?
Yes.
Oh
I thought
yeah,
that was,
that's
I
the
thought that was
daily-
like the little drawers of like
I wasn't
your...
sure if there was another Rob on the chat, but yeah,
No, sorry.
That's the Daily Bugle. The next thing I'm going to start building. I've had it for a while, but finally opening her up, and we'll see how
Yes,
it
because you
goes.
said,
I'm excited.
Yeah. No, it looked like from an angle, it looked like the little drawers, you know, that people
Oh,
sort
okay,
their,
yeah.
Yeah, that's what... Does no one else see that? That's what I thought it looked like.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see that now. Yeah.
Okay. I kind of see it through the
That's exciting though. So have you got like a little kind of Lego city going on, or are you just kind of like, do you like to just display like Marvel sort of sets and things like that? Because you're a big Marvel fan.
I like to kind of display. I do have the Nintendo sets. Right. This is really hard. Right there. I've got 3 of those up there, and then kind of like with the Winnie the Pooh house, and I have the Up House and all of that. I'm kind of making somewhat of a neighborhood, but it's not like you see with, the Lego cities and all that stuff. I don't have room for that, unfortunately, but trying to make it like a little, friendly neighborhood there. So, yeah.
Oh, but it's gonna look. That's what I love about like hearing how other people like just like manage to incorporate sets into their collection. So some people obviously like even if they buy buildings, it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to make like a kind of big city, if you like what I'm trying to say. And like obviously some of the modulars look so different as well. So you could have one as a standalone, like the boutique hotel. Like that's quite a nice build just on its own. I don't think that would look too bizarre because that's a corner modular as well, so I think that could work out quite well.
Yeah, I had it on its own. You just put it at a bit of an angle as well.
Yeah. I mean, whatever it is that you have behind you, all it looks so friggin' tall. Is that part of the zombie mock, or is that
this one here?
Yeah.
That is quite tall. It's a separate, like it's a sorceress's tower. I'll see if I can do my. So that's
awesome.
Earthquake.
It's very fragile. So yeah, but I'm hoping to display that in a festival, Brick Festival. Yeah, so it's got to survive a house move hopefully, and then get into a convention. So we'll see.
That's what I do wonder about these things, like how people that attend these events and transport their mocks and their builds and things like that. Like it must be a stressful process. And how do you even work out how you're gonna transport things into sections?
I've only displayed once, and luckily it was within driving distance. I could just kind of wedge stuff. It was fragile. It did fall apart. Well, it survived the drive. It was when I got on the other end, that bit, it's like a massive tree that I built, and that kind of fell in half.
Timber.
Yeah. And then
I had to throw in the pun there.
It was. I didn't even think the set time would have worked, but same thing happened the other end as well. So I just kind of took it apart at that point.
Because I think some people must glue them, but that's not a choice that you want to. Yeah.
It sounds like a lot of people, well, at least in Brick World, Chicago, a lot of people seem to just make it there. I don't know, they've got days beforehand to build it.
Yeah, I suppose, because some of them, the displays are huge. Like, how can they just do that in one night? Or
everyone will build them on mills plates, so and then connect them together. So they're one big, huge display, and they're just pulled apart on 32 by 32 plates, or the equivalent, I should say, on mills plates. So it's quite easy. It's just like a little jigsaw then when you get there.
Yeah.
Fair.
So, Sai, if you displayed at a few events, then you sound
God,
very
no.
knowledgeable of this.
No, like
Not going near
Trev,
it.
I don't have the brain to come up with. You should. I've been trying to build cars on Lego 2K game at the moment, and like my brain, I'm in my head. I want to build these things, and when I build them, it's like a cabbage and stuff. It's just like terrible. But like, no, I've never displayed it stuff like that. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to just sit there, you know, talking to people either. You know, it's okay here, but I'm not really a chatter when I'm out and about. But no, I like Trev says, I have full respect for the people who do mocks. The creativity is unbelievable, and the thinking outside the box and the part usage is just phenomenal. Like you know, you go to some of these things and you look closely and you realize that you know they've used hot dogs for different things, or you know, bats as grills for fences, or I don't know. You know, it's just like, is that really that? And yeah, it's just you know, magical brains they have.
I know. I don't know how people can switch on in this respect. So yeah, Ollie, you're very much we're at your mercy on this
Yes.
stream, I think.
I don't know. Just a bit of practice, I guess. Once you start doing it, it just goes from there, really.
I mean,
do
you look
pull
at
like
bricks.
builds from like other instructions from like sets, or is everything original that you come up with? You find?
Mostly original. So I've modified. So in my latest mock, I've just modified like the A-frame cabin and a Jeep.
Okay.
But otherwise, yeah, it's from my head, or I'll find instructions like tutorials from other people who've done it beforehand and take that and modify it if I need to, or just steal the ideas and yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, Trevor, sorry, what were you going to say there?
No, sorry. I was just going to say, you'll look at pieces and look at like another 100 uses for that piece that we wouldn't, you know. I mean, I'm happy to build sets, but when I think about your creativity and what you can produce from the same pieces, that's what amazes me.
That's the beauty of it, though, isn't it? Of Lego, I guess, because even Lego themselves will do it, and you kind of see, even in the short time that I've been back into Lego, you see how they've progressed with using certain bits, or just using stuff differently.
Yeah, and they've announced this like new mock related news as well. Like I remember seeing it, but I cannot for the life of me remember what it is. Do you know more about that, Ollie? It's
there's like Lego for adults, which was launched recently. I don't know if that might be it.
It was
maybe Ricklink designer something or other.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it was some like mock singer murderer.
I
I'll
haven't
find out
properly yet, but yeah, that's to do with the like, is it rebrickable instructions? Basically, buying instructions, I think from rebrickable, and then Bricklink are supplying the bricks, so you get them both together, kind of like a set. But I don't know. Yeah,
that would be such a good idea. It'd kind of be borderline some sort of like the designer program sort of thing. Like even if it doesn't actually become an actual set, it's like a way for people to be able to get the set essentially. And but I wonder how that'll affect Bricklink sellers though. I wonder if that will actually benefit them or hit them a little bit more. So
I think someone on Matt's stream was saying lots of Bricklink sellers are nervous about it. I think. So,
I think that stream I had a little bit more of a look into it just to sort of see what was going on. And the idea is initially they're going to go out to, I think, some of the Bricklink designer ones that weren't successful last time because they've done a lot of the work. And the idea, yes, they'll then be able to sell the instructions. And the idea then is between Bricklink and the Lego like pieces online, you'll be able to order all the pieces. So it sounds good in theory, but the logistics of how that then works out, because at the moment, if you try to get pieces, they usually take 4 to 6 weeks to arrive from Lego. And then if you are doing it through Bricklink sellers, like in the UK, if you get ones from UK based, generally you'll get them within a week or shorter. I personally will only use Lego if I'm really desperate. So like, well, I'm going to have to wait 4 to 6 to 12 weeks to get that stuff. The challenge that they have is sometimes Bricklink sellers, their versions of new can vary a lot. Like some can be, yes, they're new, fresh pieces that have never been touched. And then it's like, well, yes, they're new, but they feel like they've been in a set and taken out. And postage is what then really kills all this sort of stuff. It's okay if you've got 1 or 2 sellers, but if you need to go out to 10 different sellers,
Yeah.
with postage on each of them, that's a real challenge. But then also too, the Bricklink sellers are getting a bit nervous because if then Lego come in and they're providing some of the pieces that they've traditionally gone out to sets the part out, all of a sudden it's like, well, Lego competing with us. Why would we be doing this? Like this.
Yeah. No, I can totally understand why it's going to make some sellers nervous, because you just don't know how it's going to play, and if it's actually going to grab more people's attention to purchase these as well. I think it will, but I don't know. If anything, it might actually push people to be like do more mock building. I think it will for me anyway, because it's just something that just keeps getting pushed in front of my nose, seeing all these amazing mocks that people come up with, and if I see how well some of these are doing, and just like what you say, like pulling some instructions and just altering them ever so slightly, I don't know, I might be tempted. Mocking a mock.
Well, I think it probably a good way to get into mocking, or at least to see like the differences between mocks and Lego's own sets, because at least the ones I make do tend to be a lot more fragile. They would never meet like Lego's quality or whatever. So it might be good for people to just see what the difference actually is, and then might even give a bit of confidence to be like, oh, okay, it doesn't need to be absolutely amazing or anything. Like as long as it holds together, then it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. So I've just realised I haven't turned on my little banner. So I'll take this opportunity to plug the fact that we are on week 2 of my episode of the stream, and for everyone to like and subscribe if they are enjoying it. If they're not, then don't, I suppose. But don't unlike it. Who unlikes streams? Is anyone else? You guys all have channels and are content creators. Do you ever get the dislike? I've had that when I've just uploaded content before, and there's no way that they've had the chance to actually watch something all the way through. So I think I've just got a little Lego troll out there.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
Well, they say it's all interaction. So if you get a dislike, it doesn't matter. It's still an interaction. I don't know if dislikes even matter anymore. I mean, I know this is off the Lego topic, which usually happens on a Lego live stream. You end up not talking about Lego. But I was looking at a live stream the other day, I was looking at a video the other day by a guy called Jack Sucks at Life, and it was a short, and his short was basically, I want to test to see if dislikes do anything to a short. Everyone go and not this live streamer on chat and watch back, but Jack Sucks at Life wanted people to dislike his video, so he's going to check it. He's going to check back in about 2 months or something to see if it bombed or if it did anything or whatever. But so I think we all get the dislike. I mean, we all pick up a troll or two that hates us for some reason, and they've never even, but that's just the way it is.
I know. I just find it funny.
Really I got analytics, and you like look at a video and says, what your dislike percentage is, and then what it's relative to your channel average, and it's like, okay, whatever. But
right.
I think particularly like a few years ago, they used to like count the number of dislikes. So if you got a dislike or whatever, so then you could really see, okay, this video's got 100 likes and 300 dislikes or something. But they took that away. So I think when they did that, that sort of almost took a bit of the heat out of it, because all of a sudden, like before, it could be like, okay, we really want to hate on this video or something or other. And you'd have the metric there to see how much hate it had or dislike or whatever. But now that's gone, it's like, okay, if somebody hits a dislike, he hits a dislike. It doesn't really do much.
Yeah. I just think it's still funny. Is it an option?
Right. Well, I had that Bowser. I'm sorry. Yeah, I had that Bowser video, and I put it up right when the trend pretty much started, and it got so many likes. And then all of a sudden, as the trend got really old and people started hating the song, I noticed more dislikes. It's like, it's not my fault it's still running. Like, don't dislike it.
Oh my gosh, did that really happen? Oh my goodness.
It did, but it didn't bother me because somehow it, got so many views. I don't know how, but yeah, I mean, it was like, well, people are still watching it, so that's all that matters.
That's so funny. Has everyone, honest answers here, has everyone seen Rob's short that we're talking about, or am I going to have to get it up for everyone?
Yeah, I just subscribed to you now, dude.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna look all you guys up. I kind of looked a couple of you guys up on Instagram.
I subscribed to you the other day.
Okay, yeah, I have you on Instagram, but yeah, I have to find all the rest of you. So
Is
But
that
thank
the
you.
one with the
No worries.
Bowser and the piano?
It's that song, but the one that I put up was the Mighty Bowser singing kind of by a lake. And
Yeah, where
it
is
got
this, Rob?
like
Is this near your house? Because you've done other videos in that setting.
yeah,
so...
it was at a my family owns a cabin in Wisconsin that I had to stay at for a few months because my kids and wife were getting a new house. So we had to wait a few months until we moved into the new house. So we stayed up at that cabin on the lake there. And so yeah, I made a few videos there. But yeah, it got like 1.5 million views. And I was like, I was happy, but at the same time, I was like, I don't want to be known just for you know the one video. When I tried putting out all these like normal size videos out, and you know, I have a couple decent videos with views, but you know, it's yeah, when the Bowser video comes out, I have some friends like, well, you had that one video, you know, and gave you 5,000 subscribers, but
It
but
really
no,
did. It was
yeah.
crazy because I was talking to you before, and like you'd just passed over the 1K mark, I think, or something like
Yeah,
that.
I was right there. I had like 20 to go or so, and then I hit
Yeah.
1K, and I was so happy, and it wouldn't stop.
Yeah,
So
I woke up the next day and I messaged you, didn't I? I said, "What
yeah,
happened? How
I'm
did
like,
you
what are
do
you
this?"
doing? Are you paying for this?
I'm like, "You're breaking YouTube. What are you doing?"
And I was so scared to put another video out because I didn't want to mess up the algorithm. But then I finally did and just carried on. So
Yeah. I think it's because you kind of set that bar for yourself, don't you? You're just kind of like, "Oh,
yeah,
how could I top
yeah,
this?" And that's not just the case for like, because not everyone here is big on like really content creating. They're just more into Lego. But then
sure,
I guess it's the same thing where it's like if you maybe make a really nice mock, you're like,
yeah.
how do I top this now? So it's very like applicable across the
Well,
board,
and
I
that,
think. But
I think what it's all about is getting to know the community first off, you know, and having fun, because that's what Lego's all about, is just having fun and being yourself and meeting people across the world and having somebody to kind of relate to when it comes to that. But then when you do see those numbers on what video, you're like, oh, cool. You know, you don't want to be like selfish or whatever the word might be, but it's kind
it's
of
still a nice
cool to
feeling.
see that. Yeah.
It's still nice.
It's like that the latest vlog that I uploaded. That's just hit 2.6K. I mean, that's the best video on my channel.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I found the best thing for like shorts and reels is making sure that there's a video or a sound that's trending. Even if you don't like the song, if you put that in the background, it will give you an extra like 1,000 views off the bat. And then if people watch through the whole thing and like it, then you'll get more from there. I had another video that recently hit like 16,000, but it had like 500 the first 4 weeks. So all of a sudden somebody started watching it, and I don't know how the algorithm works, but the trending music definitely is a key thing for me. But.
Yeah. But I'm just realizing we're kind of going very off topic towards like content creating than Lego. So actually, I forgot to ask. I know Trevor. I know you're building something right now. Do you want to tell us what you're building?
Well, on that stream, I don't know whether anybody saw, but I built this friend set, the kitchen. And I thought, I love the kitchen that much that you can actually build the tower, the community tower on top. So I'm building the tower that sits on top of it.
So cool. So the kitchen goes at the bottom then? Because I was actually starting to wonder how
you
that
can
works.
put the kitchen at the bottom. It tells you there about the two sets. So you can combine that set with this set. So you just place it on top. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how this looks.
I wonder if they're going to make more then, so that like that can be incorporated into that build, so that you can just keep making it taller. It'll be like the bugle, like next, like.
Yeah, right.
I wonder if that's their plan, because that's a good way to keep getting people to keep buying that brand of set, sort of thing. Because I don't know about you guys,
I've never been into friend sets, but that's my fourth one now. This last wave of friend sets, I've really got into it. Botanical gardens, the amusement park, which I'm doing a stop motion of. This kitchen, the community. I really enjoy the builds.
It all seems really quite like varied. They're pretty, they're killing it.
They do such a good job, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like
Sai, have you bought any? Because you've got buildings in the background. Like, if you're,
I
can see
have
building
friends
together.
sets. Yeah, I don't have any friends buildings. No, my daughter has some friends. She's got the old kind of. It's called a Dolphin Cruiser, I think it is. It's really big, huge. Like it was one of the biggest friend sets at the time. But yeah, no, I do have friend sets. I do collect some of the 4+ friend sets because 4+ always have printed tiles and pieces in them. So I collect 4+ sets just for the pieces. But I mean,
Mhm.
the mini dolls even aren't that bad, and the way
Mm.
they've done the mini dolls now, like with the you see, we used to watch there's a TV show, Lego Friends TV show as well. So we've watched the original one, and the original one, the background and everything was kind of made of Lego, and they had claw hands. And then they brought out a new version of it, and they were all human-y, and they had fingers, and we were like, what's going on here? No, it was like
Creepy.
with Friends, they kind of tried to de-Legoify, if that's a word, Friends. I don't know why Lego did it. They've made it less Lego-y along the way. And then even with the advent calendars, they took out mini dolls. So for a long time, there were
Mm.
advent calendars for Lego Friends with no mini dolls, whereas every other team had minifigures, and I thought it was crazy. But even still, the Lego Friends magazines don't come with
Mhm.
mini dolls, and I just don't know why that section of the fandom isn't catered for anymore. It's just bizarre. But yeah, no, we collect Lego Friends, not as much as we used to. And I don't have any buildings, but the buildings that have come out this time are amazing. The Botanical Gardens, wow, one of the best sets I've ever seen. The set Trev had just there is amazing. And then there's isn't there one Main Street or something they have as well? Which is
Yeah.
a beast of a set. So
Yeah,
they're
when you
pretty
say,
cool.
why don't I quickly get these up? Yeah, like it's the way that the Main Street one that you're talking about. I don't know if it's got some slight kind of. I feel like
Oh,
it needs
wow.
mocked. It looks a little bit kind of broken up to me. Still a little bit like what's the Harry Potter
I've got
set? Ministry
this
of
is the
Magic, but
beach
yeah.
amusement park.
Very good set as well, yeah.
That's awesome. I like that.
It's so cool. I love how
that's
it moves.
cool.
Like
Yeah, I love all
That's
the
really
mechanics
cool.
in it.
one mechanism doing all of that. Like
Wow.
And the Lego Friends team actually gets a lot of new pieces before all of the other teams as well. Like they had the bandage first and their hospitals, and so it's not one to be dissed.
no, it's not. It's not. Let's see if we can get it up, like the one up that you're talking about. See if we can get this working. It was being funny earlier. Aha! Wait, might be working. Can you guys see this?
Woo.
Is this the set
Yeah,
that you're
Yeah,
on about?
that's another one I'd like. Yeah,
Yeah,
I love that.
the downtown flower and design stores. So I don't know. There is something still about it to me that makes it feel a little bit incomplete. But you can move it around to make it like. I mean, this looks slightly more modular, I guess here. Than if it was like straight. I don't feel like you can notice it as much. But I don't know. I feel like it could be a little bit chunkier. Like for 140, I don't know if I'm just being a little
No,
bit
you're right. I agree.
snobby. Yeah. But I still think it looks great. Like, and yeah, you can split it, so you could obviously make it a bit like look different to everyone else's city, for example, or how you display it to everyone else's. But yeah, I think it's really color. This is what I love about the friend sets. They're so colorful. Like they're easy. They've managed to get all this color in here without it looking like too just thrown in there for the sake of it. But yeah, I'm surprised how much I've been drawn to the friend sets because they're obviously like kind of market audience is younger people. But
Though this wave as well, the reboot of Friends, all of the adults in Friends at the moment, when Friends came out first, they were the children. So there's been a progression as well. The Lego Friends mini dolls have grown up and now they have their own kids.
Ah, right. Okay. See, I didn't know that. See, you would probably only know this if you watched the TV show, I guess. Then maybe is that how you know this, or have you kind of?
No, we're just going by the names because Olivia and all of that are taller now, and they've kids and stuff. And I'm not sure if the designers come out and said that as well, but just by looking at them, and you're able to tell.
Yeah.
So is
You've
this
got
meant to be
Nova as
Nova's
well.
mum?
Nova, yeah.
Yeah. We've fallen into a loop with that now, that we're having to get every single set with Nova in the name, and Nova is like figging it. But this is the Botanical Garden, so that seems to be back in stock again, because that went in back order, did it not? In the UK.
I imagine it was really popular when it launched, wasn't it? Well, probably will be for Yep.
But I don't know, like people very quickly jumped on the mock wagon for that and got instructions up on Rebrickable. I noticed that very quickly. Just to
Yeah,
kind of
to
take
make it
advantage
like
of that.
because it's got an open back, hasn't it? I think so. People get a
Yeah.
I feel like I've got that set and I haven't built it yet, but I feel like getting another one and making it like a modular style building.
Yeah, I feel like you need to. I feel like they designed them knowing that that is what's going to happen. Like that's what they're going to end up making people do. I love this tree. Like it's very
Isn't it cool?
yeah fitting to a botanical garden, and just the piece usage, the part usage here. Like that's a tooth,
Yeah.
is it not? Like a dinosaur tooth.
Yeah, one of the old. Yeah.
Yeah, and look,
This-
these are like
That's a broom,
saxophones and
isn't it?
everything.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
This way
Is that a
was the
broom
one-
head there too?
Yeah, that's from the
Yeah.
Disney Mickey CMF, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
With a horn. Yeah.
And what's this orange piece? That's I'm guessing that's meant to be like a bird of paradise plant. Like it looks
It's
like a mohawk.
I think it is a
Yeah.
mohawk.
That's hilarious. It's the saxophones for me. The
It's a
green
mohawk.
saxophone.
Yeah.
Oh, it's insane. Like I love this, and this I think the reason that people will love this kind of set as well to get the instructions is so that they can pull a lot of the instructions, the designs to their own builds as well. Because if you obviously have plants, that's quite easy to integrate into other builds if you're doing landscaping and things like that. So yeah, absolutely love it. But I agree with what you're saying about you probably are going to want to buy another one, aren't you? Because it's just open-ended like that. But yeah, I'm
Yeah.
surprised at you, Trev, for not having built yours yet because you were raving about it.
I know. I got waylaid with my stop motion because I've done the amusement park all in stop motion. That's taken me a month, so I need to catch up.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm so envious of this though. This is just fantastic. I think that's going to have got a lot of people's attention, like in terms of adult collectors. I'm surprised that didn't go on back order or out of stock, did it? Not that I can think.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like the botanicals are a little bit more adult friendly. Like for me, this is it's too colourful for me.
It's too
It
colourful.
looks really cool, but yeah.
It's too joyful.
Yeah.
It's to be darker.
Not enough brown and grey in there.
In saying that, I suppose if you wanted to try and make the botanical garden set integrate into like maybe your darker themed kind of sets, then you could do like some kind of like really creepy and sort of cactusy, prickly looking plants, so you could just make it look quite, I don't know.
Do like a poison ivy thing or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
Massive
pretty cool.
fly eaters and
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Oh, see, we've got the mock brain turned on again, thinking about these. But right, I'm going to definitely talk about something that people have already started discussing in the chat, and I had to absolutely bring up. It is this tribute right here. What does everyone think of this? Can you see this okay? Or am I still on my other screen? Let me share it again. I think it's closed it because it's just, it can't cope with it. Oh, Matt's dropped off. Let's bring Matt back in as well.
Hey.
Everything's happening at once. Right, you must be able to see this now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh right. We could tell
Yeah.
from everyone's chat
yes,
straight away
please,
that they're
yes,
liking this.
please, yes, please, yes, please.
It just looks so fantastic. I can't get enough of this, honestly. But
Bye,
right, so
Ivan.
what's everyone thinking of this then? Is everyone buying this day one?
I really want to get it due to the fact that I've heard that it has a reference to every single Disney movie, which is pretty crazy. So I really want to get the set. It's really cool.
How can they
Yeah,
even manage
yeah.
that? Like how?
I know. I have no
I don't-
idea.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose if we try and look closer at
You've got the
these-
film strip though, haven't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that must be what they're talking about. Like, there's no way there could be any other. I suppose it's because I mean I've got another friend who's mad into Disney as well, and she did actually say what are considered the original Disney films. So, and it was actually a very low amount. So in that respect, I guess if they had every single film on one of these little squares, I don't know what the technical movie term is for these, but I suppose
Yeah,
it would be
cells.
doable. Okay,
It's
we'll go with that.
Film.
Is it a
Film
is it a
cell.
different picture on each side? So like if you flipped it over, would there be another
No,
picture
no,
or the
it's
same?
like a negative. So
Okay.
it's just one picture on one side.
Okay.
I think it is slightly transparent as well.
Yeah.
From the video, it looks like it's got a bit of transparency to it.
I think that's going to be a very valuable piece. Like people are going to
Oh
really
God, yeah.
love it. That it's going to
Wow.
be fantastic. I wonder how it's going to feel Like you can see it's kind of plasticky, sort of.
I'd say it's vinyl, like they use on the sails on the boats.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, yeah, because when I first saw it, I thought, is that going to be really fragile? Is that going to be, a risk? Like
Yeah.
I'm maybe going to do a Trev and get a nice case for it. I think this is worthy of a case, this one. But I love this little thing as well. A lot of people have kind of, well, not a lot, but I have seen a few comments kind of, I don't know, personally, I think they're being a bit nitpicky, saying, why would Walt Disney be riding the camera? But I just
Come on.
yeah, I was just like, oh, whatever. But yeah, I do love this though, that they've got a little Walt minifig inside here, somewhere that they can tuck him away.
It's got a
I'd
handle
probably,
on the side. It turns as well.
yeah, it's so cool. They've thought of everything here. Yeah. So I wonder, does this turns this front part here with the 4 lights? I'm assuming.
Or
that they're
or
like,
unless there's something inside, like a little bit of a film that you're turning that you can see inside, but you can only see it, from the inside.
mhm.
There must be something. Must be
Yeah.
something hidden. I also like the way they incorporated the 100 with the film
Yeah.
reels at the
It's really
top.
cool.
That's
Yeah.
a nice touch. It's
Yeah,
it's a
absolutely.
beautiful set. I nearly pre-ordered it today because it's out for pre-order in the UK.
Yeah, I noticed that. Well,
But-
Trev, you know what's dangerous is that I've worked out that the release day is a Friday. So, and
Yeah.
I've got a little bit of annual leave that I can use up, so I'm actually going to go to the Lego store. I don't need to pre-order. I'm gonna go in that day. So yeah, I love it though, and people have obviously been saying as well that if you really didn't want it to kind of, if you're like a hardcore filmmaker, director, fan, like you could take the one off and just make it look like an actual camera, I suppose. But I don't know. I don't really imagine anyone would really do that. But yeah,
Just
no,
a
I think it looks awesome.
beautiful set. Beautiful set. Well done, Lego.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And another comment people have been nitpicking about is that apparently when they were making these films, especially the earlier ones, this is not the camera that they would have used to film it, because obviously it was animation as well, so it's a whole other setup. I was like, ah. But yeah, I think it looks fantastic. I'm trying to remember what this still is from. There was someone that did
I
a
don't
review,
know.
and yeah, I think it was maybe. Oh, I don't want to actually guess in case it's the wrong person, but there was someone I think in Land that did a review of what they thought.
Ash and Flash.
Potentially, I mean, I think there's a few of them done it now, but there was one that actually said that they knew what this still was from, and I cannot for the life of me remember now, but it was from a very, very old film that I hadn't even heard of. So I think it's obviously supposed to be a tip-off to a really old film, keeping it very classic. But I mean, come on, we have to talk about these new molds. Little Bambi and little Dumbo. Oh,
Yeah,
so cute. Yeah,
They're
they're
awesome.
fantastic. They must be one piece. Like, there's no way.
Yeah,
see-
that is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they look fantastic. I mean, I will admit, one of my first thoughts was, should Bambi be a bit smaller? So it's more in scale with the things. But at the same time, I'm glad that he's not. Like, so adorable. But yeah, I don't know if it's the same scale as the other kind of deer sort of pieces that we can get.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. And then I'm not sure. Does Walt have alternative faces? If we go, he must do, because he's looking a bit less happy here than this photo. Looks very, very jolly here. But yeah, and I think this is the same piece that we found in the GWP, I believe, maybe.
Yeah, I think it is, isn't it? There's sketch of Mickey, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the sketch. Yeah, I think that's the same one. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was talk of whether these figs were original or not. I think Mickey is the same as the CMF series that they both appeared in the black and white versions, but I think Minnie is slightly different. That the eyes are slightly different. So this is actually maybe an exclusive fig as well. So I think it's just Mickey. That is a repeat. So yeah, but and then height wise,
So
it's actually a decent height.
So are the Steamboat Willie minifigures still exclusive? They
Oh
must
yeah,
be
so
still exclusive.
I think maybe, I don't know. Like I think this was like comparing them against the CMFs, and the Mickey was the
Right.
same and the Minnie wasn't. But
Right.
I don't know about the Steamboat. I haven't been able to get hold of that set. It makes me very sad.
Yeah, I know.
without
Pricey.
without paying like an arm and a leg for it.
Yeah.
But yeah. But yeah, and the height of it I think is really good as well. I think it'll display lovely. It's another one I wish I could put on my desk, but I can't fit on my desk. Lovely box as well. So nice.
I've measured it. It'll fit on my new bookshelf, so I'm happy.
But yeah, I need to get a nice delicate brush to dust off that the film, I think, when you're done dusting or Lego. Or as I said, just get a case like Trev does. Trev, do you
Wicked
think
Brick
you'll
will
get a
bring out a
case?
case.
Yeah, do you think you'll grab that one?
I think this is special enough to get a special exclusive case, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. And then we've got this little stand bit here that you can put the minifigs on as well, which is really nice. Yeah, lovely
That's
set.
nice. Like that.
Yeah, it looks like a great display piece, doesn't it?
Yeah,
for sure.
And just really interesting.
Yeah.
You think anybody will bring out a light kit for it?
Turn it into a projector.
Yeah.
I wonder if they maybe should have just thrown in a light brick. I don't really think it needs.
They've run out.
Yeah, I just don't think it really needs a light kit. I think that would maybe just kind of. They would probably just plug lights in places that they don't work. They don't make sense. But yeah. The odd light brick might have really just added that extra wow to it, but otherwise
I can see somebody adapting the inside to project something through that. I really can.
That would be cool to see. To be fair, I'd be happy to look at that. But yeah, I'm super excited for that one. Right, Matt is going to update us with his own pieces of art. Let's have a look. Very dry.
And then spring back and started talking about mini dolls in the hands.
it's so true.
And that was the video.
That's a really good
I
Bowser.
love that. That's awesome.
That's
It's a good
really cool. That is, yeah, that's brilliant. That's the
You even
best
had
one
time
you've
to put it
done.
in. That is really cute. It's so cute. It's so chubby.
And we go back one more. Artemis,
Yeah, I wanted to say I love that. Can you send these to me?
Yeah. After the stream, I put them in a PDF and
Okay.
I upload them to my website, mattelder.com/livestream, so you can always grab them from there.
Perfect.
Cool.
But yeah, very, very cool. Right, I'm just catching up with some of the comments because they have dropped off my radar. Everyone's saying hi to everyone in the chat, which is lovely. And Austin says, Brick is one of the best collectors out there.
How
so
nice.
There you go. Oh, and Dilo, the collector, is saying, is that the Brick Artemis? So you are becoming a little bit famous from your... Well, I don't know if it's from Bowser. We'll maybe blame it a little bit on Bowser, but I'm sure.
Well, a few of these people I know, and they said they would jump on, so they're just having some fun on here, which is nice.
Your little groupies.
Oh yeah.
Well, you're all my groupies for agreeing to come on, so there you go.
Yeah, right.
That's the hard thing I'm starting to try and get my head around, is that obviously unless people comment, you don't know who's here. So I did actually find out someone from my work decided to jump on briefly, and I was like,
No.
shit.
What's
going on? It's not a world I want to cross, like,
right.
you know.
I
But
hear you there.
in saying that, it might be inevitable because my work has like a growing team that is just going, like, we're just growing so much to keep up with demand with our line of work, and for that reason our manager has asked everyone to do a little short video about themselves, because a lot of the time we don't all get to meet in the office, so it's a way to help new people or people coming back from maternity leave to become familiar and get to know other people in the team. So inevitably I'm going to have to say, yes, hello, I'm Maxine, I have a baby, I do Lego on the side.
You'll be surprised how many other people do as well, Maxine. Like,
Yeah.
Because there are so many people and so many different types of, especially with the new 18+ Lego sets, people are becoming more aware of them. And, even famous people are building them, like David Beckham and Ed Sheeran, that other lady from America, what's her name? Ellen DeGeneres. Like, they're all, they're all.
He looks at me.
Don't forget as well, when Christmas comes, if there's a Secret Santa, you might get Lego. So let everyone know.
Yeah.
Or it goes the other way too, when your co-workers or whatever, they're like, oh, my kids are just grown out of Lego. Here, do you want the 3 boxes of that you have?
That would be the best thing ever. Yeah, let's just keep plugging it and putting it out there. I just won't maybe mention that the streams, because then that'll be... I have to go into the office tomorrow. But no, in saying that, Si, you're right, because there is one of our friends that is a big, big Harry Potter collector. He's got basically every set to make the, when they basically make Hogwarts with all the kind of mini. I say mini builds, they're not small. Yeah, so he's got them all except for I think the new ones. He does have another baby on the way, so there's there's not the budget for that at the moment. But no, you're right. It does reach out to a lot of people. I think Harry Potter especially is a big one for people. But yeah, is anyone
Potter
here
and Star
remotely into
Wars.
Harry Potter?
Yes, I've most of the, not the first wave from years ago, but the recent. I've got nearly all of those sets. I went on a real Harry Potter just buying buzz for a while, and I don't know why, because I hadn't seen the movies for ages, but all the sets were so good, and I mainly collect minifigures. That's how I got into Lego in general. But yeah, most of them. I mean, there's Harry Potter stuff there. You can't really see it, but like it's everywhere. It's all over the place. But yeah, Harry Potter and Star Wars would be Marvel would be the main ones for me. Actually, I lie. It's all the teams.
It's
all the
everything.
teams.
Wait, I was going to say, you said Harry Potter is main, well, and Star Wars and Marvel.
Yeah. and ideas and modulars and DC and it'll go on.
Yeah, it's just whatever.
I'm the same. I'm the same. If I like it, I'll buy it and build it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a lot of Harry Potter stuff, but I have not built it yet. I was waiting until I got to the new house because there's so much. I got like the Hogwarts Express and Diagon Alley, so I'm really excited to build those. But after Daily Bugle, I'll dip into some Harry Potter. So excited for that. And you have the AT-AT behind you, Si. So I really wish I had that one.
It's one of my favorites. I really like it. It's not the UCS one. It's the play set scale one.
Okay.
The UCS,
it looks great behind you. Okay.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I thought it was the UCS.
I thought it was the UCS one too. Perfect.
Nope. Yeah. It looks like it's trying to have a baby with that spaceship.
Yeah, it's hard to gauge the scale like on a stream. Like it's really difficult. But yeah, is that the only AT that you've got then, or have you got? Like, because some people like to collect like them all, don't they? Just have them.
Well, I am going to get a few more of them for definite because I think they'll all look good together. But I when I buy sets, I usually do buy about 2 or 3 of it. Like when it comes to like with the, I don't know if you knew the Hidden Side theme. It was here for a while. It was a spooky theme, and I bought multiples of each one of those because they transformed. So like they become haunted. So one would be like a lobster restaurant, and it looks like a lobster restaurant, but then you just flick a few pieces of Lego and it turns into a haunted building. So obviously if you want to have a spooky part of your Lego city, you can have that, and then you can put the proper version of it into a normal city. So that's why I got multiples of them.
Speaking of that, the Home Alone house, I'm really wanting to because I plan on getting the Hocus Pocus house at some point, hopefully sooner than later. But I want to put the Home Alone house kind of near it and kind of decorate that for Halloween.
Oh yeah.
And have some fun with that,
cool.
and take out the Christmas tree, maybe put some Halloween stuff in there. So yeah, we'll see how that goes.
I love that idea.
Yeah. So you're going to alter your builds in line with the season?
Yeah, I'm gonna try. That's the plan. Whether I'm doing it correctly or the way I want, that's to be determined. But
I do like seeing that in people's stuff, like if they change, even just changing the leaves on trees and stuff like that. When it gets autumn, it's really nice to see.
You could get little pumpkins and put them outside the house. And everything.
Yep. And I was thinking about getting like, I don't know if you've seen those minifigures. I don't even know who makes them, but they're like from like scary movies. They have like the Scream and Halloween and Jason. So I was thinking about putting them outside of the Home Alone house, like they're trick-or-treating kind of thing, so we'll see.
That would
get a classic
Citizen
ghost,
isn't it?
Yeah.
One Brickstud is asking everyone, is anyone getting Gringotts on the 1st of September? Since we were talking about Harry Potter.
I probably won't get it right away, but I want to get it.
Yeah. For me, it'd be Star Wars, and at that time, so it'll be. But listen, the way it is with me, and I said this before to everybody, I am continuously chasing backwards. So any sets that are just about to retire or have retired, I'm always trying to get them, and then the new sets in a year's time, I'll be trying to get them. So it's always this. I don't know. It's. I hate missing out, but there's so many cool sets. Yeah, you're always playing catch up, and that's the horrible thing about collecting Lego. And now they've got so many gigantic, expensive sets that I
Mhm.
need to get. So I need to get the Bugle. I need to get the Home Alone house. I need to get the Haunted house. It goes on and on. I hate going into the shop because I'm always saying to my wife, I need that, I need that, I need that. And she's like, I know.
I love how that's
So-
the way the conversation goes as well. It's not that you want it, it's that you need it.
I need it.
I
need
did the
that.
same. It's so bad. Like, and like
Yeah.
I needed to get the new Disney castle on day one.
Ooh.
It's still in here. Because I'm the same.
Right, yeah.
I mean, we have an idea of where it could go, but I don't know. I just don't. I'm not satisfied. You know,
Well,
like
you see, that's the start of your backlog. Essentially, that is going to
That's not the
become one
start.
box unbuilt. But you have one already. You've established yourself.
Oh yeah, the Disney train, which I think is just one of the best sets ever, and that had retired, but I still actually managed to get it for a really decent price. That's in the loft.
really?
But that is
Yeah.
waiting. So I have this little picture in my head that we're going to hopefully move at some point later this year, because like we need to kind of move anyway. And I've got a picture in my head that we're going to get the house, the new place all done up and everything, and we're going to put the Christmas tree up, and that's when I'm going to build the train, and it's going to go around the tree.
That'd be
That is the
amazing,
image
though.
I have in my
Yeah,
head. So yes, and I don't know. I feel like I would just love to be in a place where everything's kind of settled and like everything like this, and then have the Disney castle all up.
Yeah.
I'll probably have to live stream it. I'll probably like make a whole party thing of it and like let everyone watch, because I just feel like this is me. This is like me and my happiest place ever, is building these like sets that I've been so happy about. But yeah, I don't know. I'm getting so excited thinking about it, but I don't even know when it's gonna happen. But yeah. Oh, look who's joined us. Greg's here. Oh, what's Matt drawn for us now?
Hey, Greg.
Have
Hey, Greg.
have I taken this theme too far? Oh my
At the
god,
pumpkin.
that is terrifying.
Pumpkin head for.
Are those my
Halloween.
glasses?
Glasses and hair.
Oh, I love it.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, that's pretty terrifying. You do some scary drawings, Matt. Like, but you know what? I was going to do a Halloween special stream. I decided that as soon as the Hocus Pocus set came out, I was like, I'm doing it. That's when I'm going to build the set. And yeah, we should have you on to draw some spooky pictures. Just keep the theme
You
going.
should have said that. You should have just said, "Look, I'll just have you on to draw some normal pictures, and they'll be spooky by default."
Yeah, I suppose yeah, if I told you to do spooky, it might be like too scary for like anyone else to watch that's not of a certain age. But yeah, Greg, that is it. We're embracing the backlog. Yeah.
That's the whole reason for my Thursday stream, is to actually get through the backlog, because it's like it's just boxes sitting there. But this is crazy.
Yeah. It's just everyone has it. Everyone has one. Like whether it's just a couple sets or if it's a whole loft full. Like our loft is just not got any space in it anymore. Like if we did not have a loft, I don't know what we would do. Like,
I have a storage unit, Maxine. I have a storage unit with all my unopened Lego in it.
yeah, that's the route people
So
go down, isn't
That's
it? I think
dedication, isn't it?
I did go past one today and I did
Madness.
look at the banner for it and I was like, but no, it's just it would be like another 80 quid a month. It's just like, well, that could be Lego. So
Do you guys keep your empty boxes?
I keep
do
my empty
for
boxes.
most.
Yeah, I do for like
only-
sets that are like over $100, but
Mm.
like the ones below, I try to, but then it takes up too much space, so then I start kind of like throwing them out or something. But yeah, if they're like the big sets, I'll for sure keep them. I was wondering
Yeah.
if
See,
you guys did.
that's a thing that we all, and the more people you talk to, the more people in the Lego community agree. Oh my god, I collect my boxes too, and I used to collect the plastic bags from the Lego inside the boxes. That's how bad I was. Yeah, I know. But then I found out I wasn't the only one. There's so many other people.
I used to
do
do
it
that. I
because-
used to keep all the bags.
Like
in it.
the numbered bags.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
And-
mine. There's so much to throw away there as well.
Yeah.
But then I've
And-
got rid of all my boxes anyway. But yeah.
I also used to keep the little plastic bits, like if you ever get knives with Ninjago or whatever, I used to collect those little plastic bits and put them into the box as well.
Wow.
Or the
I
bits
know,
that they
yeah.
come off
Central
of.
parts
Like
used to
the
come out, right?
The useless pieces of plastic, I used to keep those.
Yeah. What
If
are
you
those
enter
bits
mock
called
day,
with your like
you could use them.
Warhammer that you take the thing off?
Sprawl or something, is it?
Spools, is that what they're called? The
Spools,
thing that
yeah.
you take off your
Yeah.
plastic bits.
Yeah.
But even with like
Sprues.
plastic bags, I've seen people using the plastic bag as like
Mm.
water effect. So, and
Oh,
it's
really?
people argue it's like it's an official Lego piece or like product. So yeah.
Interesting.
You're gonna start saying that about absolutely everything. The tape that keeps your pick a brick thing on and all.
I have used like bits. You get some leaf elements that come in. Was it spools, whatever it's called?
Spools.
Yeah.
Spools.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've used one of them in a mock, or a few of them for like vines, because you get this long green.
I suppose.
Ollie, I've seen people use the leftover bit from the wands from Harry Potter.
Yeah,
at
I've seen that. Yeah.
This is just
I
there's already not enough space in here for more parts that aren't even supposed to be parts. So let's just not go down that route. Let's just
I suppose another question.
Sorry, I was going to say, is that why you've got so many boxes? Because you've got like debris of
Yeah, there is I do have a little bag of all those little plant bits I was saying about. But yeah,
That's crazy. Sorry, what were you going to say, Trev?
No, I'm just interested because of the digital age. Do you prefer, obviously, we can all download PDFs of the instructions of the kits that we're building. Do you prefer to do it digitally, or do you prefer to have the actual instructions in front of you?
Matt, what do you think?
I prefer the book.
I prefer the physical thing.
Yeah.
And one of my pet peeves is the Mario sets where they only do them with digital, and particularly when they do the animation of opening the bag, they only do that. They only play that the first time, because we found that out the hard way. Because the kids were building something and they missed a step, and we started going back, and you didn't know whether you'd gone back into the previous bag because it was no longer there. And then half the time, particularly on a big set, sometimes if I've done like an eBay or something like that and it doesn't have instructions, and you get them from digital or whatever, half the time you get through building it and then your device dies. It's like, oh, now I've got to go find out how to charge it. Right. So.
Also for me, I don't know about everyone else, but like for me, it's kind of like I'm doing Lego partly also to get away from looking at a screen. If I've been doing that all day, and it's like, yes, I don't want to be looking at a phone or an iPad or something like that. Like I want to be looking at a physical, and it's just easier. Like obviously, you could say the same about people with books now, like having a Kindle over physical books. But I have this weird thing. I like physical books because I like the smell, because it reminds me of when I started to read it. The smell of like new books to me smells like Harry Potter. That is what I think of, because those were the first books that I read. So that kind of musty book smell is like Harry Potter for me. But yeah, it's the same with the Lego manuals. So I keep most of them as well. So there's just not enough space. They're going to be heavy to move.
Yeah, I've got a box of manuals and I'm trying to decide what to do with them, because when am I ever actually going to look at them?
I have looked at a couple, to be fair.
Yeah, to be fair, but I don't mind digital because it saves space, if nothing else.
Sure.
Yeah, so it's good to see that you need the space.
Or like a special set, it's good to have the set.
Yeah, no, for sure. And Lady McBrick is definitely echoing what some people are saying about it's not a bad strategy to buy older sets instead of first day purchases, because you can get good discounts. Because Nicole's big on that, like buying sets like way after they've come out, because it is a good way to do it. But do you guys like really like struggle with like FOMO a little bit? Like you like to be able to buy a set as soon as it's come out because you're hyped for it and everyone else is going to be building it and all this kind of thing? What do you think?
I haven't got the patience.
Wait a second. Trev doesn't have the patience. And what is it that you like to do most of all?
Stop motion.
I just think
I've contradicted myself big time there. I don't know. Maybe I do get within the hype, but hey, I just enjoy myself, and if I like it and I want to get it day one, I'll go and get it. Life's for living. That's the way I think of it.
Oh yeah,
enjoy
Life's
it.
for living. Lego's for building.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I just find it ironic it's coming from Lady McBrick, having just making sure she didn't miss out on Rivendell and then the Bat Box and
yeah, maybe we're smart to come a bad influence.
Like just trying to chase the ones which are about to retire. So it's like when we had the recent AFOL day, it's like, well, what are the sets that are retiring that you can't get elsewhere? Like Galaxy Explorer, Everyone is Awesome, all those sorts of things.
Yeah, I think it is trying to find a balance, because you don't want to miss out on the stuff that's going to retire, and then you have to keep an eye on the retirement list as well, because that changes. And then try and get a good deal as well, because like obviously over here, John Lewis is a good one for like the sets that they get exclusively. They do probably some of the best discounts, I think, For like the bigger sets. Like I think they've still got the Cantina down at 275, and
Oh wow.
Blacksmith
the-
is always cheap there. I think I got a couple of them for 100 quid on sale.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got my blacksmith from John Lewis. Yeah.
mm.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I got my blacksmith from Lego after it went on sale at John Lewis because I worked out that I'd rather get the VIP. I don't really know. I'm honestly losing the plot. But I've actually lost my entitlement to build the blacksmith because it's still not built, and I'm not building it now because the deal was that if Aaron gets to build that, I get to build Hocus Pocus. And I was like, that's
It's a
a clear
great
winner.
blacksmith. I'm taking your
See-
blacksmith apart at the moment, actually, as it happens.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you parting it out, or is it? For moving?
No, it'll go. I'll build it again, but this is for a house move. Trying to make everything as easy as possible to move, and I'll get to build it again. So
It's not that
Well,
big
you
a build,
dismantle
though.
everything.
no, not everything, but a lot of stuff.
I was gonna say because that's not a massive build, really, is it? Like,
No, it's not that big. Well, I think was it 13, 14 bags.
but in terms of
Yeah.
height and
No, well, yeah, maybe. Well, it's about a modular size, and it's got like the floors. It comes apart, and the floors like a modular.
right, okay,
It doesn't connect to anything.
yeah. Well, Greg's saying he prefers PDF when he's live building, but he likes the book when he's just building.
Okay.
That makes sense, I guess. Yeah, because I've noticed that Greg has his tablet and stuff up, so yeah. I'd
See,
be
I
like,
don't
that's
have
too
a
many
tablet.
screens.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't have a tablet, so I'd have to use my phone, and then my phone will like
Mm.
go off, and I have to keep, I know I can change the time for that, but I have the book. I'll just use the book.
Yeah. Oh, and trying to use instructions on a phone is just
Yeah.
there's no fun about that at all. It's just too small.
Right.
Nah, no danger there. So it would have to be a tablet for sure, which is actually okay sometimes. But yeah, I don't know. I feel because the manuals in themselves are like collectible. I would say like
Right.
they hold value as well. So it's kind of like, well, if I'm going to keep the boxes, I'm going to be keeping the manuals because I suppose in the back of your head you're also a bit like, if I ever would want to sell this, like
Sure.
Or
it
if the
kind of has to go
internet
hand in
breaks
hand.
at some point, if the internet wasn't
Lego's website crashed or something.
Yeah.
And sometimes the manual alone will go for some money depending on the set. So
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure. Every part of a set can be worth something. I
Sure.
actually have a spare sticker sheet for the first Disney castle because the one that I got with the first one, because I've got 2 copies of it, but the one that I got was a bit crunkled for one of the stickers, so they sent me out a whole new one. I only needed one of the
wow.
stickers, and I've still not actually put it on. So I've still got like
My
a full
God.
complete sticker sheet for the first castle, but yeah.
Si, do you keep your empty sticker sheets now?
Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't say that. I did. I used to. Yeah, I actually did.
No. What?
Yeah, I know, it was terrible. No, I don't know. Because I have OCD, so I always thought that it would, if I didn't keep something, I wouldn't have the entire set. I know, bonkers. So even if you cut the top off the plastic bag, I used to think, okay, I need to keep that, otherwise I don't have the full set. And then just over time and talking to other people, I've thrown out the sticker sheets now, and I throw away the plastic bags now. So I'm on a kind of a journey of redemption, I suppose. But it's crazy. Yeah, I used to do that. I was hoping somebody wouldn't bring it up, but there you go.
Yeah. Well, that's something else. Like that's pretty mental. I'm not gonna lie. Like out of all things that we're
I'm not
talking-
alone. I know other because I've been doing YouTube stuff for like 4 years, so I've spoken to like loads of people on different streams and everything, and there are other people who do it too. They keep everything like from. Oh, well, I suppose I'm as bad as other people. Yeah, they keep the old sticker sheets. They keep the little plastic bits and everything. What's he got now? What have you got, Matt?
No, just sticker
Nope.
sheet.
Not
What's the
anymore.
line? What's the line coming from his shoe?
Well, that's meant to be a sticker sheet stuck on him, but yeah.
I don't even know what that. Yeah. Oh my god, I love that. That has got to be
Brilliant.
You've even got the colours right. That is hilarious. I need to get copies of that for sure.
Happy place.
Oh my god. The tree's looking a bit tall, like a little bit skinny. And saying that, I think we got a skinny tree Christmas just passed because we we used to have a massive one, but then since that Christmas, we got loads of Lego. There's no room, so we had to get a skinny tree to fit
Oh my
in,
God.
like with all the Lego. That's terrible, isn't it? That's so
Maxine,
bad.
I have to depart. The Chinese
worries.
takeaway is here.
Well, we'll totally understand you're dissing us for a Chinese takeaway, absolutely. But thank you so much for coming on and chatting away with us. Like, I love your
No problem.
enthusiasm for all things Lego and for all of your secret confessions that maybe were never so secret, but I certainly didn't know about them. So it was lovely to have you on. Is there anything you wanted to plug just now before you go?
Lego 2K Drive coming out during the week, I suppose, whenever they approve it. And next Saturday, I will be starting a new series. I've so many Star Wars sets that are sealed, and they have Lego Star Wars clones in them. So I'm going to be opening all of my sets with the clones in them. I think it's just going to be called Freeing the Clones. So every week, open a set, devalue it for hundreds of dollars, euros, pounds, and just free those poor little clones. So it should be interesting. And then hopefully the build-up will lead up to the release of the new gunship, and maybe lead into the release of the UCS Venator when it comes out.
That'll be an exciting one. Release of the clones. I cannot wait.
I
You
love
said
it.
that's next Saturday. You're doing that. Is that going to be?
Yep.
Is that
It'll
a
be every
content video
Saturday,
story
one
or
of those.
a live stream?
Say
Oh
again?
yeah, a series. It's going to be
No,
a
just
series.
a series. It'll be a video, so it won't be a live stream.
Okay, well, I'll definitely look out for that. Make sure you remind me, just in case I forget. But that sounds amazing, and thank you again for coming on. But yeah, go and enjoy your dinner,
No
enjoy your
problem.
Chinese.
Yeah. Very nice meeting
Take
you.
care,
Yeah.
Simon.
Bye.
Take care, mate.
See you again,
Bye.
Si.
Mwah.
It's so awesome. Oh my god, I could so go with Chinese right now. Ugh, never mind. But
Does sound
yeah.
good.
Yeah, I cannot believe he keeps his sticker sheets. What a weirdo. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, let's just catch up with the comments. A backlog is dangerous territory. You buy set day one or shortly after it is released and then build the set 6 months later. It'll likely be on discount. Money is wasted then. It is true. But why do we do it? Why do we do it knowing this? Like,
Just knowing that you have it, there's something about
Mhm.
that. You have it, you don't
Yeah.
have to worry about back order, you build
Yeah,
it when
true,
you
very
want.
true.
Yeah.
You don't have to,
Yeah.
you have it ready to go whenever you want to build it, I think.
Yeah.
And I think there are some sets that you can wait for. But then there are those like the Disney castle that you bought. It's like, I need it now. I'll
Yes.
build it whenever I can, but I need it in the house right now.
Yeah, I wanted to hug it. I literally
Yeah.
hugged it in my vlog. I was just like, I'm so happy to have it. But it's like you say, I think it's the whole back order and going out of stock thing. Like we know they'll get them
Yeah.
back in, but you don't know the time frame for that.
Right.
Like it might even be longer than when you do then plan on building it. And
Yeah.
I think for my excuse anyway is that my predominant thing that I buy is Disney. And it's Disney 100 this year, and a lot of the sets I'm obviously then buying are Disney 100 sets. And
You're
I don't know,
busy
I'm
this year.
concerned. I am. It's a great year to start a channel because I only started this channel in January. So it's it's kind of that way that I'm also thinking in my head, are there going to be investors out there that are going to buy so many of a set, and it's just going to like really reduce the chances of me getting hold of one, or like it really ranking up on the second-hand market and all this kind of thing. But
There is
yeah.
definitely something about just the hype as well. Like it is a bit special getting something on day one,
Right.
especially if you go into a shop to get it.
Mm,
Then
yeah.
you've got that memory attached to it. It doesn't matter when you build it; you've got that memory of getting
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know if you could hear him there. He's such a massive.
Is that a dog or a
Violent
sneeze?
It's Aaron sneezing. He's just very getting the dirtiest look right now. He's like, could you get me a juice, please? Sorry, I'm sweating so much. Right, I definitely wanted to address this comment here in the chat. Greg is asking me if I'm going to review the Disney castle. I am most definitely going to be reviewing the Disney. Sorry, I think you just farted. I just got the biggest fright in my life. Yes, no, I will be definitely reviewing it because I'll be looking at every single little detail in there. I was going to kind of give a rundown based on like the pictures of the boxes, like the box and things like that, but I just don't think it'll do it justice. You know, like, do you ever feel so passionate about a set or a theme that you just want to really delve into it with every detail, every fiber of you? Like,
Reviews
so
are
I'm very
hard.
excited. Yeah. I think it's also a case of like, I don't look at anyone else's review of a set, like the Disney sets particularly, because I like to kind of experience the set myself for the first time and discover all the kind of little hidden like nuggets in there like for the first time when I build it, so I don't watch any reviews. It's just teasing. Yeah, I don't watch any reviews or anything like that because I want to discover things for myself. And it also means that I'm not, if I do a review, I'm not risking echoing comments that people have said because they'll stick in your head a little bit, and come up with my own original thoughts, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know about you guys, but that's kind of how I go about things. Trev, you've done the odd kind of review of stuff. You've done a recent review, of of something. It's not Lego, but
it's not really Lego. It's more. It's these cubes that I bought. The
they're
Ye
so
Light
cool.
cubes, but
Yeah.
it's not the easiest thing to do because you've got to try and, I don't know, pack everything in. I don't like, if I was going to do a review, do it for too long, it becomes too boring. But you've got to try and get all the points that are necessary to get over about a product in a short space of time, and it's not the easiest thing to do. So
Yeah.
I take my hat off,
What do you guys find interesting to learn if you watch a review? Like, what are the things that you're really kind of hooked by if you watch like a Lego review?
I guess the experience, like if people find it interesting to build it, and I suppose like if there's nostalgia involved or like emotion, like if it makes you happy, like with the office set, for instance, it's a fairly straightforward build, but there's so many Easter eggs in it that it's a great one to make. Like,
yeah. It's funny when you said emotion there. I thought you were going to say like it was emotional building the office, or I'm pulling.
It's
a
very
emotional
show by the end of it.
Yeah. Remember when this happened in the office and this happened over here? So yeah, okay. So what I'm pulling from that is that when I do my Disney Castle review, I should maybe get a little bit teary and a little bit maybe some violins at the
all
background.
All the emotions, make yourself a little bit schizophrenic throughout the whole thing.
Okay, I'll see what I can come up with. But I just don't know when I'm gonna build that set. Is there any sets that you guys have really held off building because you just really wanted to like enjoy it and you wanted like no one around in the house, just to like be able to focus, not video it, not for content, not stream it, just really enjoy the experience? Or I guess Ollie as well, you really like your mocks. Is there anything like that for you that you've really just wanted to focus on and not like have to worry about any other aspect of it?
For me, I don't need to. I don't have kids, so that's a massive thing. I think
so you can
terms of, like, I can just like take myself off or like stay up a bit later and go. And
but partners can be annoying as well. Sometimes you want to get them out.
But no, my wife's really good about it. She lets me. So I'll often build while we're watching something, or yeah. Yeah, I generally.
But even then, like sometimes I don't even want to watch a film or anything, like because I think it takes away from
Yeah, or well, if it's the right film, if it's like I don't know, a Disney film or whatever, when you're building the castle. But yeah.
I always listen to like the soundtrack. So like if it's the Up movie or Home Alone, for example, again, I like, or Batman. I always throw on the soundtrack, and it's so nerdy, and it just puts me into that place. So Hocus Pocus is another one that recently came out that I'm waiting to buy because I bought a couple other things. But once I start building that in Halloween, I just want to be in that mindset. I thank you for that. I really want it.
Is it still on backlog?
The last I checked, it was still on back order. But as long as I have it by September, I will be fine.
Yeah. Are you planning on building it near Halloween and watching it with the film and stuff? That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. I would love to. I would love to start like the end of September. I know that's October is Halloween, but sometimes things happen, and then I'm afraid I won't finish it in time for Halloween. And September sounds like a good time.
Yeah. I suppose in saying that, you want to have it built for Halloween, because if you build it on Halloween, then it's like and then Halloween's over like the next day, and you're like, oh wait.
I want to be able to like decorate it in October and put it next to the the other houses that I have with the Halloween decorations. And if you guys haven't been able to tell, I like fall, so there you go.
Oh no, it's gonna look so freaking awesome. So it's just Trev but Trev's doing it in such a way that it's for Halloween, but it means he has to build it now. So yeah, you'll have to premiere that video, Trev, I think, so we all know it's coming. and we can all
Yes, I
sit
will
down.
do. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be so good. Oh, we've definitely like committed you to it now because you started to have second doubts once you saw the pictures and the size of it. You were like, oh, maybe not. But
Yeah, I
we-
thought to make that into a stop motion, that's going to be a big project. I thought the amusement park was a big project, but that's even bigger. But hey, I'm up for the challenge. I'll give it a go. So fingers crossed.
yeah.
I'll like I say, I'll put it out as a premiere and get some advertising behind it. So yeah.
Yeah, you'll end up doing a Rob and just like going with your subs as well because it's just going to be such an epic
yeah.
like piece of content
That'd
if
be
you get
nice.
that out.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and Hugh's still talking about what we still hoard, so he keeps most of the boxes and keeps all the manuals as well. It's I get really annoyed when it's the boxes that are like not the ones that you can just fold, like the ones that kind of come built like with the thumb tabs. They annoy me.
Yeah.
They're
You
so
can
yeah.
open them with a knife though, and just pop it open.
yeah.
But yeah.
I did that once and cut myself, and I've never done that again. Yeah, learn from mistakes. But oh, what is Matt showing us now? Help! I'm under attack.
That's you.
How do you come up with all of this? It's awesome. So
It's just
quick. Boom,
Just
boom.
that fly on the wall that's like waiting for a good plug of something to draw. So keep everything very PG, otherwise you don't know what we're gonna get drawn. I won't put it past you after last week's shenanigans, talking about all sorts. What's Hugh saying? I now have the Titanic set. I'll be doing some videos of the build for my brick
Very nice.
friend channel. That would be very cool. I've not actually seen any content, or I don't know anyone that has the Titanic set that I could maybe go along and see, because that's humongo. That's meant to be a hard to get set, but it's always in the Edinburgh store. Sitting there quite happily. Never. It's probably the same one I see every single time I go in. I should write something on it in dust and see if it's the same one. But yeah. Oh, what's Nicole saying? I was just saying to you, Matt, you're not wrong. I feel the urge to buy early. Bought the black box way too early. The bat box, yeah. Bat cave, yeah.
Shadow box, whatever it's called, yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting into the bat ecology zone there for bat boxes that you put out for bats. But I waited patiently though for months before I bought Rivendell, which was difficult for me. Well, it was difficult because was there not some sort of, what was the set Nicole like realized that she could have got cheaper or something like that? It was silly.
I think it was the sort of thing she bought it and then the next day they did double VIP or something.
That was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? That happened to me once too. I hate it when that happens.
Yeah.
Uh,
What did you buy for that?
what was it? I think it was the Hogwarts Express that I got. And then I ended up not getting the double VIP points. So I was told that if you call like right away and you say, hey, I just bought this yesterday, they'll help you out. But I didn't know if I believed it, and I didn't want to look like a, rude.
Yeah. Was it the big collector's one? Like
Yeah.
really...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I think some people actually say to them like, I really want the double VIP points. I'll just return it and buy it again, or you could just save me the hassle. And that's when they do just honor it.
Yeah. And then one time I got a couple of sets and I noticed that I didn't get the double VIP points at the store. And the next day I called and the guy was so nice. He was like, here, I'll give you a little bit more. Just, sorry for that. And so that was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lego's really good at that.
Yeah.
It seems.
Because it's not really putting them out of pocket like it is, in that you'll be able to then redeem, more money off sets in the future, but it's not physically taking anything from them, if that makes sense. So it's, yeah, and we all spend enough money with them anyway. So
right.
Yeah, I think it's more annoying when that happens if it's a more expensive set, isn't it? Like if it was a cheaper set, like it's a bit like, oh well, like it would have been nice, but it doesn't really matter. But if it was the Hogwarts Express.
Well, and then at the time I didn't realize that they did that so often. It seems like it's every few months. I could be a little off on that, but it seems like every few months there's like a week or two. But I didn't know, so it was like the first time I'm like, what? I missed it by a day?
Yeah, that's why I'm so grateful for these bloggers that like announce, like let you know in advance if they hear whisper, because they're usually 9 times out of 10 they're right. Like their information's pretty reliable. Yeah, because
that's why
the
last couple of weeks just been holding off buying stuff, because you've got like Amazon Prime Day coming up, which is usually you get some really stupid discounts in that. So it's sort of like, okay, having said that, they'll probably cheap out this year and it'll be like this Duplo set or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amazon's very hit or miss over here in the UK for that.
Yeah,
That
it's hard.
Disney Duplo set looks awesome though. Have you
Mm.
guys seen that, right? Yeah. That looks really cool.
The big one, the big
Yeah.
castle one. Yeah, I bought that.
Did you?
Yeah, I
Of
bought it on the
course,
first day.
Of course.
So, well, right, this is my argument. I could not buy myself a Disney castle, not buy one for Nova. So we both agreed that would be a nice first birthday present, even though it's like a 3+ set.
Yeah.
That we still haven't quite decided if we're just then going to save it until she can actually build it, rather than just
Okay.
because there's definitely nowhere that it would go in her room. It's too big, because it's actually a good size. Like on display, it's actually quite a good, reasonable size. So yeah, on release day, I left the store with technically 5 castles, because
Oh, wow.
I had the new one for me, the Duplo one for Nova, and then the 3 little ditty Disney castles. Technically 5. That was a good day. Such a good day. But yeah, did any of you guys want to get a hold of a Diddy Disney castle, or were you not too fussed about that? Because they're going for silly money now on like the secondhand market.
I would if I could right now. How much are they going for right now?
Oh, I don't know, something like 35 quid, and it's only like the base plate that's like exclusive. But obviously they were a free thing that you could get. It was an in-store build event, so it's a little bit gutting for people that couldn't get one. But, yeah. What about you? Did you get one, Ollie, or?
No, I didn't go in. I'd love the new big castle, but I wasn't too fussed about, because the little one I wouldn't display it anywhere. It would just
I suppose
go in a box somewhere.
It's not quite to the mock scale that you'd be for.
Well, yeah, but also just I'm trying not to look at too much at what's coming out, because I don't have any Lego budget for the foreseeable future, so it's just a bit like
just concentrate on buying parts.
Can't get that. Yeah.
I know, sometimes I have to switch off and not look at the store website. It's so hard, but I'm guessing we need to go back to this. Trev, you've put in your tagline you're saving for the 1st of August, so you're gonna have to tell us what precisely it is that you're thinking of buying.
I like the Tranquil Gardens.
Oh yes, is that the?
I do like that.
Is that the architecture one, or is that the other one?
No.
That's the other one.
That's what threw me. First of all, they released. Well, they were leaked that the Tranquil Gardens was coming out, and then you got that architecture set coming out as well, which I do like that one, because I've collected architecture since I've started getting back into Lego. So I really like that one. And then I like the space roller coaster as well. I do like that set.
That does look cool.
That looks a pretty cool set.
But then I feel like I would fall into the pit of having to buy all the space stuff.
Yeah.
So that I could make like a space scene, if that makes sense. Because on its own, it might look a bit odd. I don't know. I suppose you could integrate with Star Wars stuff, though.
It's true.
Maybe. That's what I'd have to try to. But yeah, so is it just those 2 sets that you're saving for then, or do you think
it's just those 2? Yeah, and then the camera in September.
September, yeah. Because Matt, you were saying last week that August. I wasn't really aware of this. That August is a big release day.
August.
Like for Lego.
You'll get at least 100 sets. I think last year was 140, because you'll have Star Wars, Harry Potter, pretty much every line will have something.
Of course, you've got Dreams as well launching.
Dreams is the other one launching. So
that's right.
Throw a stick at a theme, and you're going to get lots of sets. So because it's the middle of summer holidays, so kids needing something to do.
I had actually forgotten all about Dreams. Like, I thought they had released, and I just hadn't paid any attention. So is that still a thing that people are talking about? Really? Not really heard much about it. So I didn't even realize that. I suppose do you think they're trying to bring out obviously the series for people to watch for quite a while and then get really into, and then that makes them want to then buy the sets when they come out in August? Maybe that was the thought.
Yeah, that's part of it. I mean, we've now watched the sets, and I think we were saying the other day, it's like, even with the kids and that, they each want only a couple of the different sets, and then I want 1 or 2 of the larger ones, and between all of us, it sounds like we're going to potentially buy the whole wave, but it's just like
I can't imagine there'll be many people looking to try and buy like everything. I think it's just trying to work it into like what your collection or your theme is, because
I personally thought, because this is a tower, the community tower, I like the actual tree house, and I thought they're roughly the
Mhm.
same height. I wanted to put them side by side, have a bit of
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah. That would look very, very cool. You have to definitely send us some photos for a stream for that, because that would be really interesting to see. But even with your mocks, Ollie, like you could work something into that, surely, like take some of the pieces, because the pieces are quite fantastical.
Yeah,
Like-
that's it. The pieces are really cool. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, if
quite
you're
wild,
into,
aren't they?
yeah, if you're into like fantasy, medieval kind of stuff, there's loads that you could use.
Mm,
Looks of it.
yeah.
All the
I'm so
minifigs
excited.
as well, the way they are.
Yeah, the minifigs look really
little
cool.
add-ons.
And because it's
Yeah.
not got a license, it looks like they're going to be able to use, like, get really interesting pieces. And like, and there's that, I don't know if you've seen the whole like hoo-ha with Star Wars fans kicking off because one of the minifigs has a cape, or like a waist cape, whereas like the Star Wars figs don't get them. And
Oh,
yeah, it seems to have caused a bit of a problem there. But
yeah.
yeah, it's like there's loads of cool pieces in there.
Yeah. It's the same with like that's why I think it'll tie in well if people like are starting to get into the Friends stuff as well, because they've really like hit the nail on the head with those, that they would tie in really well, like making their sets a bit more colorful. Because in terms of like, you know, the kind of naturey ones that they've brought out, like the tree and the tree house and stuff like that, and then the modulars, everything's generally kind of duller colors, I suppose, because they're trying to
Yeah.
make things look like actual buildings and for a city. So I think that's where I was like, I love like the buildings that I've got, but I'm going to mock them all to be brighter, because I just think otherwise they look just a bit.
Yeah, that's
know.
fair. I think with City, yeah, I think that it's fair to make them a bit brighter, like, because that was, so I got the Jazz Club in January. That was a day
Mhm.
one, actually.
Yeah.
And I wasn't overly fussed about it, like from the pictures, but then when building it, I was like, oh, actually, yeah, the colors are really cool, and they just kind of reminded me, like, this is what Lego is about, right? It's like not
Yeah.
taking stuff too seriously. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I do definitely appreciate like the colors in the city, like
Mhm.
breaking it up, but then all my mocks are green and brown. So
Yeah, but you're talking about your naturey ones that we can see in the background in there. So like, I think I could understand like keeping a tree brown and things like this. But
yeah,
in terms of
I did mess around with colors. Yeah, I did try one of that tower one. I was messing around with like the colors of leaves and trying to make it like fantasy, or like almost like an alien planet kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you can mess around with the colors of the plants in the right setting.
Yeah, I just love seeing how people alter like their sets like ever so slightly. Even they don't have to full on mock it, but like what you were saying, Rob, about like you're going to buy the Home Alone house and like make it so it's like a Halloween theme, like.
Sure.
And then I'm assuming that you might even change the Hocus Pocus set to be like slightly Christmassy if you're going to keep it next to it. You
That
can
would
maybe
be
add some
cool,
snow and stuff. Like
Yeah.
I love that kind of thing to see.
Or like
How different.
the actual friend central perk. It's cool to like put, different minifigures inside Central Perk, like they're having cups of coffee and visiting that area, just having fun with your sets,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that idea. Yeah, that's so cool. Or like, yeah, even like other random, like, I don't know,
Sure.
Goofy coming along to the office. I don't know, like that would be really cool. Or
Well,
bringing
that
new
set would
like,
look
employee.
that set would look good against the blacksmith.
the Hocus Pocus set.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I thought I saw an image of someone basically comparing them. I don't know if they were trying to kind of insinuate that the design was basically like poached from the blacksmith. I don't know. Because they did, like, the picture I saw, they did look actually quite similar in a way. But yeah, I don't
It
know
would
the
definitely
story behind
fit. I don't know. Yeah, I think the style's quite different, isn't it? Or at least like the way it all opens up with
Yeah.
the Hocus Pocus, right? I don't think you can take
Yeah,
the
with
floors
the
apart.
roof,
It's like
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
the roof comes up, it opens up the
Mm.
front like a book and that.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
at first I thought like the price point they set for that was like a lot, but actually they have made it fully modular. So it's kind of like the same with buying a modular at the first of the year. Like it's fully enclosed, and they've even actually, I think they've made it more playable friendly in the sense that you can open up the back and see the interior. Whereas like with the modular, like the Jazz Club, for example, you'd have to like start taking floors off to see it. So
Yeah.
I
I never see the insides of my
yeah,
modulars.
I kind of wish they would build in that more like sort of way so you can actually still appreciate the interior stuff, because that all gets lost after you've built it. So yeah, I don't know if that's just me, but bricks and stuff. Trev's having a go at you. Oh, Trevor, are those cubes you reviewed behind you? Because if they are, I have a confession. I may have bought the Matrix cubes for £61. Bad influence, Trevor, bad influence. So you're an influencer, but not in the good way. Oh dear. Oh, it's putting me off watching your video now if you're going to cost me money. What's everyone else saying? Let's just catch up with the chat. Austin says, great live stream so far, y'all. Thank you. It's good to know. Good to know. Hugh's saying they have the empty box on the shelf here in Sheffield, but they have the actual set in the back room. Is that maybe the... Are we talking about Hocus Pocus or are we back to Titanic here? I've never actually thought to pick it up and see if it's empty. I suppose it's really near the door in Edinburgh, so if someone ran off with the Titanic, it would be a big amount taken out of their store. But Shai's here. Hey Shar, how's it going?
Hey,
One Bricks up saying Hogwarts Express Collector's Edition is a gorgeous set. Harry Potter's greatest set, perhaps. Ooh, that's a very bold opinion of it. A lot of people were annoyed by it because it doesn't fit on the tracks, does it?
Yeah.
But does that not bother you guys? Who else has it? Was it just yourself, Rob, that you said had it, or?
I have it, but I haven't built it yet. So.
But you're not fussed. Like you're quite happy that it's gonna be like a display piece. You never wanted to try.
Oh yeah, that's why I chose that one. I like the display, kind of having it there and looking real pretty, you know. So, but I did kind of want to get the new one that came out. What was it, like a couple months ago as well? But I didn't pull the trigger. Yeah. So I didn't pull the trigger, but
yet, because they're about to do double VIP points applying to Harry Potter, are they not?
There you go.
Oh no, wait, who's been the bad influence now? Maybe we should talk about that. Sorry.
But the previous one would go on some pretty good discounts every once in a while. So because you did manage to pick up one of the other ones when it was like a silly, crazy price, you just like for that much, I can't say no.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Hugh was talking about the Titanic. He's just confirmed. Yeah, I'll need to next time I go in. I'm gonna have to pick it up and see if it is empty or not. I wonder if that's something that the Lego store staff are told to do, like with some of these bigger, more expensive sets, is just to put the box out.
Well, you've got the don't know if you saw it. There's some Tesco's now which are actually opening the boxes, taking all the bags out, and then just leaving the box on the shelf. So then if you buy it, you take the empty box and then they'll put all the bags back into it. And so like, wait a minute, but that's an open Lego set. Like,
that's crazy. No, I didn't know they did that. I knew that they were doing something equally crazy, but I can't remember what it was now. And I don't know if it was Tesco.
They were putting CMFs in boxes so you couldn't fill them.
What, even now? Before they've officially done it?
Yeah.
And I've seen them get us all in.
Yeah.
Was that to get us all in training?
Yeah, it's I've mixed emotions about that. I think it's going to make Lego a lot of money, that's for sure. Mummy's creating a backlog for me. Oh my god, Aaron, look at this! Look what he just drew. He's laughing. That is so true. It's part of her inheritance. So there you go. I mean, she's already got more savings than me. We opened up her junior ISA when she was born, so she's already set or on her way. But yeah, this is an investment thing. That's why we're keeping the boxes. Oh, that's amazing. I'll definitely have to download that one. I might just start plastering my hallway with your strange and awkward pictures.
that would give her nightmares to grow up. It's like, what the hell is that?
Yeah. No, it's just to cover up the crappy paint job in our stairs. Decided to paint the stairs and then drag the old couch down them. That was the way to do it. Now there's just a big scrape up the side.
Oh no.
Oh no, we've just never got around to repainting it.
Be like,
but yeah.
Mummy, why are you looking like Picasso in that drawing?
Scary version for sure. Yeah. But I think we've had some more people come in and join. Hello, Jack's Elvis channel. Jack's Elvis channel. I'm gonna have to check this out. That sounds so interesting. Oh my goodness. Ivan's back. Hi, Hugh. Hello, Ivan. Everyone's saying hi in the chat. Oh, and Jared is here as well. Hello, Lego fam. And yeah, Hugh's just confirming it's top of the Titanic. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so obviously it goes without saying that I am buying the Walt Disney camera set on September 1st. And also, what do people think about the little... They've obviously started off Disney dioramas now with this Peter Pan one that they've put out. And Trevor, I know you've pre-ordered it.
Yeah.
Is that right? But what are your guys like? Right. Do you guys like dioramas of any sort? Ollie, like do you like...
Yeah, definitely like the dioramas. Probably more so than a bunch of stuff. Because I think for me, I like the sets that I can display. So like the camera's a
Display.
really good one, and
Mm-hmm.
I do want the Star Wars dioramas. Not that I don't think I'd actually get them, but the Disney one, I don't know. I don't know about this Disney one. To be fair, I like the Hogwarts one coming, but I'm not too fussed about this. I'm not a massive Disney fan, and that doesn't like hit any. Yeah.
Do you
better
know where
watch
you
it.
are? Do you know where you
yeah,
are?
yeah, I know. I just chucked
Get
it
out of the
Say that.
stream.
Wait. I have a clip just for this that I've been waiting to use. This is for you.
All right, that's it. Dishonor. Dishonor on your whole family. Make a note of this. Dishonor on you. Dishonor on your cow.
That's for you.
That's great.
Very applicable to
That's
that
fair.
moment. If anyone insults Disney on this stream, that's what they're getting. They're getting Mushu. Tell them off. But no, that's fair. What you said, Harry Potter diorama. I think I've maybe missed the boat on this. Is there a Harry
Or
Potter
like
diorama?
maybe it's not diorama, but like the mini castle. It comes on the diorama base.
Yeah.
Oh,
like the back base.
okay. Yeah.
Hogwarts Castle and Grounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can understand why they're bringing this out. This is why it's so interesting to have these conversations with people that collect, like, obviously have different preferences, because, like, Rob, you were saying you love the collector's Hogwarts, like the Hogwarts
Sure.
Express, but there were so many people hating on that when it came out.
I know.
So it's interesting.
Impressive though. It's massively impressive, that set.
It's-
I know
Yeah.
people want it to go on a track or whatever, but
Yeah,
But
see, I'm
it's
the
a display
collector.
one. Yeah.
I'm the collector that likes to display. I don't need it like always, even though I'm talking about putting different minifigures in the Friends Central perk, and everything. But at the same time, like when it comes to the Hogwarts Express, I don't need to play with it. It looks amazing up there. It looks really good. But this Peter Pan diorama looks really good. And I'm a huge Peter Pan fan. It's my favorite favorite Disney movie. So I'd probably have to get it. So.
But you make it sound so painful, Rob. You're supposed to
No,
be
it's
like,
not. I'm so
can't
excited.
wait to buy it. Yeah, exactly. Let's redo. Let's rewind.
Let me try this. I can't wait.
That's more like it.
I love
Have
it for
everyone
all of
do
those. Just think of all those glow in the dark pieces. I mean, when
Yeah.
I built all the Avatar, I was fixated. I don't know why, with these glow in the dark pieces. And now I looked how many was in that set. I thought,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely, like, as we were talking about, like buying things like not as soon as they get released, like Avatar, because of you, Trev, that is now on my like wish list, but not priority wish list. And it's not
don't blame me for everything.
Yeah. It's my stream, Trev. I can do whatever the hell I like. I can blame you for everything if I want to. That's why you're here. No, I'm kidding.
yeah, you do need to balance that out, Trev. Those lights.
My OCD means another matrix is needed for balance. Oh my
I
God.
keep looking at
yeah.
Trevor's stream and it's bugging me. Sorry, his background is bugging me. There's only one. There's no symmetry.
Oh, wait a minute. I've not even noticed. Oh, yeah. No, you've pointed that out.
Ooh.
Oh, we're getting
Changing
the
it
light.
up.
We're getting a light show now. Very, very cool. I was gonna say it kind of worked when you had like the kind of dripping raining effect, because then it looked like it was raining over the house.
It almost looked like Tetris, like the Tetris pieces were coming down. I like
Oh
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is that going to spell something very slowly for us, or are we gonna have to wait
Yeah.
and see what's? Oh my God, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna age while we're here. What
Now
is
I've
it
got the
saying?
Tetris music playing in my head.
Yeah.
On it. Oh, I thought that was like a rocket. It was like, or a wine glass. It was like drawing.
No, it says on air. On air.
Oh, very cool. I might have to get one of them. No, I don't have space. I don't have money. Stop it. Right, how do you chuck Trev off a stream? It's costing me too much money.
Just hover over him and press remove.
Oh my God. I keep almost doing that when I'm doing the solo. I'm not even kidding. I'm like, shit, please don't throw anyone out. If I do that, it's not intentional, I promise. What's one Brick says saying? The Disney diorama is a great concept because there are some very iconic scenes and moments. The Peter Pan set looks good. The sand blue elements is beautiful. Yes, if anyone knows from previous streams I've mentioned, I love like the sand colors for like potentially doing mocks and things like that. I think there's such a nice shade. There's just something about them. They're very fantastical. It's my favorite word of the day.
Yeah.
But
They
yeah,
are
do
nice.
you
I want from the older one.
do you incorporate them into your mocks quite a lot, Ollie, or is it more greys?
Yeah, I do. I've got.
A lot grey.
Can't really see it, but I've got a sand blue building there that I mocked.
Ah,
Yeah, mostly building stuff. I do have a bunch of sand green, like because they had it all and sand blue on the pad wall, so I just
Mm.
stocked up loads of that in all types of pieces.
Yeah.
So one day when they make some kind of building again, then I'll
Yeah.
use them.
Is your pad wall quite generous? Is it quite good, like a selection when you go? Because I
Yeah,
feel like
they're all
ours
right
is a bit.
actually.
Mm,
Yeah, it's
okay.
like say Southampton's my local one, and they seem to this year they've been putting like quite a lot of effort into it, and it really like it shows.
That's good.
Yeah, and they switch it up every 3 months, I think.
3
So
months. Wow.
yeah, so you get new
Well,
pieces every quarter. I think it
I
is.
suppose if it's like a big pad wall, 3 months is fine. But if it's like one of the smaller ones, I would have said,
Yeah,
that's
it's
quite.
not massive, but I
Yeah.
think there's like they work within the limits of
Mm,
whatever like Lego headquarters given. But yeah, it's really good.
yeah. Unfortunately, I think you've caught the cold from Nova that she got at the childminders on Thursday. That was not a fun night of trying to get a 10-month-old to bed, but there you go. Yeah, I really want like the white masonry bricks that apparently are starting to hit
Yeah,
apples. They look fantastic. So
I'm going to the Barcelona store, and I'm really hoping they've got them there. Yeah,
have you got holds like luggage just specifically just for Lego? Like
do
masonry
have.
bricks?
I did go for the slightly bigger luggage allowance to make sure that I could bring some back. Admittedly,
Oh,
like the standard one was tiny. It was Ryanair. They don't let you have like a normal
mm,
size backpack anymore.
yeah,
So
I hate Ryanair.
yeah,
It's like flying in a tin can, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. At least it's only a
Not
short
fun.
flight. I think an hour and a half, maybe 2.
Okay. Is that why you're going to Barcelona? Are you going like for an actual holiday?
No. It's just an awesome place, but it just
Mm,
happens to have a big Lego shop there.
yeah. Are you taking your little passport? Not your real one. I hope you're taking your real one.
Yeah, just take your Lego one. You don't need
Lego
any
one.
of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god! Imagine if you forgot your passport and showed up and gave them that.
I've got this.
Oh,
I don't know where my
Mark.
Lego passport is. Oh, actually, you know what? Is it right there? Oh, funny enough, yeah, there it is. I will. Yeah, I'll take that with me.
Yeah. And saying that, I can't remember what color is the Lego passport. I don't even know where mine is. Is it a?
Like
Is it
a
black?
brownie color. If it
Yeah.
comes up properly, it's almost like the EU passport, but a bit
Yeah.
more brown.
Yeah, I was saying in the stream last week that I didn't realize that Lego stores actually have like I knew that they had their own exclusive like stamp for their store because people then can go around different stores and collect them, but they also have other stamps that I don't know if they're
Yeah,
monthly
there's
or.
like I don't know how it works. Because I got one for like I don't know. There's ones like interact with a display or something like that. I've got a Christmas one, face mask one. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I haven't taken this to a store in this year at all.
Yeah. It's like happy COVID. Here's a mask stamp.
Yeah.
It's a bit random, but there you go. Yeah, because apparently there's a Disney 100 one, but my store doesn't have it.
Oh.
Okay.
So.
They might. I guess they must keep it for a little while. I would imagine they also have to destroy them or something after a while.
I don't know. I do wonder. Does anyone else have this kind of thought process when they go into a store sometimes where they have maybe a certain display thing that they know isn't going to be there all the time? Like, for example, I think they had like the new Friends characters. They had like the cardboard cutouts of them, like as part of their display. And part of me did want to say, when you're done with that, can I have the Nova one?
Yeah.
But
I think.
because I do wonder what they do with them.
I've read about this. There's people who say I use Reddit a bit, and people talk about it on Reddit, and there's some people who have managed to get like displays and the proper Lego built ones, but they're meant to destroy all the displays. I think like everything's meant to be like destroyed. I don't know if it's like incinerated or something, but
I was going to say, what does destroy mean? Because they glue a lot of the displays.
This is it. Yeah, I think they have to like melt it down basically.
Wow.
No,
this is what Reddit said. I don't know how true it is, but yeah.
We'll need to ask. We'll all need to go into our local store, like the next time we go in, and ask them what did they do, because that's actually crazy to even think of. Maybe the staff get to take turns taking them home,
maybe,
or something like
that.
that.
I can't remember what the reasoning was. There was some like reasoning, but yeah.
Oh goodness, right. What have we got here? Sir, this is a Lego passport. Immigration. He looks so like worried as well, like handing over his passport.
You're giving me a much better nose. I like it.
Oh my gosh. Right. I've tried to hold on as long as I can, but I am going to have to go to the loo because I've had 2 energy drinks. So I'm just going to pop myself off cam and mute. So keep yourselves amused, and I'll be back in just a jiffy.
All right.
Cool. There's something. I'll just do it briefly if this comes up. No, I've got an ad, so I keep seeing Trevor's little Tetris background going on there. Or
Oh, yeah.
like it. So it's like.
God, I think I used to prop with that for hours.
Yeah. I won't do it any longer because she'll get a copyright strike or something.
Yeah. It's the most repetitive song ever. Yeah, I played the game for hours.
Yeah, I just had a flashback there.
Do you guys know where to get like a good mock build of like a Game Boy or something? Because I've been wanting a Game Boy so bad, and I see them, but I don't know where to go to like get the instructions for it or do it on my own. I'm not good enough for that.
Do you know of Rebrickable?
No.
That would be the first place I go to. That's usually where. So it's just rebrickable.com. You can go on there, and it's where people have generally uploaded instructions for literally anything you can think of. So you just go in there, type Nintendo Game Boy.
Okay.
Some of them are free. Some of them they'll charge you like a little bit, £5-10 for instructions.
Sure.
But they are mock sort of instructions. But that's where I start.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
and then
thank you.
I think it gives you, I haven't actually used it, but from what I understand, it gives you like not an Excel sheet, but you can export the list of pieces you need and then import it into Bricklink. I don't know if you know Bricklink.
Wow.
Yeah, and then you can create a list from that, and yeah.
Oh, good to know. All right.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize
I'm
that you
gonna
didn't know
have
about it.
some fun now.
Rebrickable. Yeah, it's so good. Like, it's just the place to go, and you can upload stuff as well. Like, if you have ever come up with any designs and stuff, it's great.
Well,
It's
I feel like Lego is bound to come out with a Game Boy, like an official Game Boy set eventually. I mean, with the NES, and we've seen Atari. I know that's not Nintendo, but Game Boy just seems like a very, good like $100 set or something like that they could push out, and yeah, people would buy that.
Yeah. I wonder. Let me just have a quick look and see.
The other one which springs to mind is a guy, Nick. He recently won the Canadian Lego Masters, but he's done a lot of console mocks, so like PlayStations and Nintendos and Xboxes and things like that. So I'm sure he's probably done a Game Boy one. So at least if it's not on Rebrickable, that then might give you some sort of like inspiration ideas for where to start.
Sure.
Is there a Canadian Lego Masters? I didn't realise there was a.
No, he was
American
on the American one.
Right, okay. Oh yeah, because there's not like American as it is Fox Lego Masters, so they can go wherever.
Yeah.
So am I the only one that doesn't have an accent, or am I the one who does have an accent?
Oh, if we're talking about accents, I've been told I have a storter of an accent, so there you go. But this is the Rebrickle website, though, Rob. So there's a couple there that definitely spring out. The Nick Brick one. I wonder if that's the Nick that we're talking about, or original Game Boy. But yeah, it's really good, and some of them are usually quite reasonable price to get the instructions as well. So.
All right.
Those ones are free from the looks of it, but yeah.
Yeah, they look fantastic, and obviously you can alter the parts if you wanted like a different color as well. So yeah, it's great. Like sometimes I find it hard to navigate. Like I'll type in, for example, Disney, and not very much comes up, like Disney mocks. I'm like, there's no way that there's not more than this, and it is a case of having to know what to search sometimes.
Yeah, like because you can also there'll be instructions to rebrick existing sets, so using the parts from a set. And that can get quite tricky, like depending on what you search. I think you have to search for the serial number or whatever, the set number, because sometimes the title doesn't work properly.
Yeah. Like this one.
I've still got my original Game Boy. Talking of Game Boy.
Oh my gosh, have you actually?
Yeah.
Oh, good old Game Boy. But I would definitely recommend this website for having a look on, Rob. It is the go-to.
Thank you.
Learned something big.
Every day.
It's one of those websites which can be a rabbit hole. So you do need to,
Mm.
either have a lot of time or know you can get out of there safely.
Right.
What's one Brick saying? I never understood people's beef with the Hogwarts Express Clip edition. There was a play scale version still on shelves at the time that could fit on tracks. Yeah, I get that. And then they've just brought out the new Hogsmeade one as well. So, is that out yet, or they're going to bring it out?
Yeah, yeah, I think
I can't
it's
remember
out.
now. Oh,
I'm sure it's
you can
out.
tell I was. Yeah, you can
Yeah, the
tell I
one
was
with the
prioritized by
station.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's just trying to cater to all interests, as we were just saying. Like, some people like to display, some people like to make a city, and obviously then have things like a certain scale and all this kind of thing. So
I think the proper train fans aren't catered for too much either. I don't think, or like there's not big like steam trains or whatever coming out every year. I think it's been,
it's been pretty sparse because they usually do a passenger train which sits on the shelves for like 5 years, and then they'll do a cargo train of some description which again will sit for a long time. And it's certainly not like back in the day when they were doing 2 or 3 each year sort of thing, and really focusing on it as a line and doing like stations and buildings and all the rest that goes along with it.
just saying bye to everyone on the slide. Sorry, in the background. Yeah, what was I going to say? You know what? I'm actually got my eye on, but again, this won't be another one that I'll buy straight away. Is they're finally bringing out like a city plane set that looks quite good, like a passenger plane. I don't know if they maybe have in the past, but I actually think it looks pretty good. I think people are going to jump on that trend of because obviously a lot of people do sig fig exchanges. I don't know if any of you guys are in on that stuff, but I think people will be getting a boat build, getting the plane, and just doing little pictures and oh, so and so has come all the way from Canada, and all this. or that's what I would do. Just putting my ideas right out there for someone to poach, but it's fine. But yeah, no, I think that's going to look really good and incorporate well into people's cities. Or again, that's another good one that you could just display as well, as a standalone. But yeah, do any of you guys do sig fig exchanges? That's the next question I suppose I have. That's something we should start.
Yeah,
you need to make one up,
thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
I've got a sig fig, but I've only got one. So
I know you have to not make the mistake of designing it with parts that are quite expensive, I suppose.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, and accessible for others, because a lot of people tend to, rather than actually sending them off to someone for them to send one back, which I prefer because it's kind of part of the point of it is getting something in the mail and all this kind of thing. Some people just basically say just tell me what your parts are and I'll tell you mine, and then you can just buy it ourselves. But yeah, no, it's quite a nice little community. There's some people that just that's primarily what they do as part of that's their Lego collecting, is collecting other people's sig figs, which I think is quite nice.
I might make some up because I'm going to Swindon in October for the Great Steam Fair show. I can't remember what it's called. Great Western Steam Fair or something like that. But yeah, I think it's one of the bigger ones. It's like the Brickish Lugs one.
Okay.
And yeah, a bunch of people are displaying there. So yeah, I might take some along for that.
It's kind of like the equivalent of a business card, almost.
Yeah.
Which I guess with your mock journey, developing so much, your mocks are so improving, and you're going out there with them. I suppose that's something that you might want to start thinking about. I suppose, I don't know.
Yeah. It's quite. I haven't had opportunities yet. There's been talk of opportunities like building, commissions stuff, which I probably ought to follow up on. But yeah, I think so. One of the groups. The group I displayed for, they run a business out of it, and they were talking about a museum who wanted their museum building. So yeah, I probably need to follow up on that. Life kind of got away from me a bit, but yeah.
It's because this is the other thing I was going to broach as a topic of discussion, is that obviously Lego can take a lot of time, whether you're building sets that you've got instructions for or you're mocking. I think mocking probably takes significantly more time. So how do you guys find that balance between doing your Lego as a hobby and kind of balancing that with work, with family, with everything else? Do you predominantly do Lego in your spare time and that is it basically, or do you have other stuff that you also do on the side? Matt, what would you say is your balance? Was your equilibrium?
That's why I'm pulling a funny face. It's sort of by the time you get through work and kids and everything else, and then at the moment the kids are now off for 8 weeks holidays, so I've got that to deal with, and so I would like it to be much higher than what it is. But so funny you should be talking about the sig fig, because it's sort of like that's been like on the to-do list for about 3 years now, so I haven't quite got around to it. So I think it's a real challenge, and that was part of why I started doing the Thursday stream, working through the backlog, and then also just having that dedicated time each week that you're working towards, because it's one of those things, if you don't plan for something to happen, it generally won't. And then I'm starting to work on some mocks and things like that. And it's funny you should mention Steam, because that's probably going to be the first show I'll be displaying at, but it's part of a collaborative build, so I've sort of got half of that done, and it's sort of well in the mix there. And then it's sort of like already planning for the one next year and looking at the one the year after that. So, because otherwise it's sort of like time will just run away with you. So, but it's like sometimes I get really envious of the people who don't have kids, because it's sort of like, well, there's a whole bunch of time and budget right away before you blink. But at the same time, it's probably a couple of the other guys with kids as well. It's sort of like you just make it work and sort of things, and you wouldn't trade those aspects. So it does help keep things in perspective. So it's challenging. I'd like it to be higher, but life happens.
Yeah, and you've got to factor that in. What about you, Trev? How do you find that kind of balance?
I think myself, because I don't do any mocks, but certainly for creating content like the stop motions, I do everything in the evening. So sort the boys out when they're in bed. Obviously, I like to spend my time with them after school and homeworks and different things. And after you've done the usual tea and everything, it's sort of my time later on in the evening. So I have a couple of late nights, and then I'm up about 6 o'clock the following morning. So it can get, and weekends I don't want to be doing too much in the terms of content, because I'm with the children. So I'd like to build more, and this is why these streams give me the opportunity, like Matt on a Thursday and yourself, just to sit and build, really.
Because
it's just finding
hard,
that balancing act, just balancing it.
And like you're saying about you sometimes have late nights, and it's trying to sometimes you have to cut yourself off, because you're like, okay, I'm enjoying this, but I also don't want to be exhausted the next day and then do the whole process all over again. So
it's like I remember one night I was so engrossed in the last part of the stop motion for the amusement park that time just flew by. I looked at my watch, I thought it's 1:15 and I'm up at 6. I need to go to bed. But I just got engrossed. Everything around me, I don't know how anybody else did. When I'm building and engrossed in a project, everything else around me just flies, which is a good thing, because you're interested and your passion comes through what you're doing, and especially for generating the content. But sometimes I have to say to myself, right, I'll leave it there. I've got to put it down. There's another day, So.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good attitude to have, for sure, because you just don't want to make it so it's not fun anymore, and nothing's going to be fun if you're tired, especially with stop motion stuff. I imagine you really need to focus and make sure you don't make those mistakes that'll be a bit hard to undo, I suppose, with your process. So but,
I know I was tired once. And I deleted I think over 50 frames by accident, and I was
my
really
God.
Oh no!
I remember that.
I was really peeved off with myself, and I thought, right, I'm going to give this up. I've had times where I've sat down and I've tried to do things with the stop motion, and the pieces just don't move like they want to. They fall over, and I just think, you know what, I'm going to give it up, because that's the worst time to try and do a project, is when it's frustrating you. You need to enjoy it.
Were you able to salvage that? I need to know. Did you manage to salvage what you deleted?
I managed to salvage about 25 frames. That was it.
Oh God,
the rest
I can't
was
even
done
imagine.
again.
That would just that'd be like Lego in the air, no, not anymore. What's that done now? Let's see. Everyone on the Bonnie. What is
red.
that?
Should be
red. Oh, plane.
So we got the sig figs and that.
That looks like a hybrid between an actual plane and a paper plane. Like the back of it looks like a paper plane.
I'm trying to get it so it's a Lego one where the side would sort of flip up so you can put people in it, but
Why do I look like I need some? Well, I probably do need sleep, but the eyes are so red. They look like a Demented. Either demented.
I was
or-
going to say you look a little crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, that's
do it.
what a red eye is one of those late night flights. That's why they call it the red eye. 'Cause
Oh,
you wake
yeah.
up and with the
Okay.
yeah. So anyway.
I'm glad that's what you said. I thought you were going to say something like, well, she does look crazy. Then I've been like, right. Exit solo. Oh, oops. I just chucked you out by mistake.
I might be crazy, but I'm not stupid.
But yeah, Rob, what about you? How do you find like that balance between like all your Lego
Yeah.
building and everything else?
It's tough. Usually I have my time at night. My kids go down to bed about 8:30, so I'll have a couple hours at night. But also like on the weekends too, if they have like a smaller Lego set they like to build with dad. At least the 6-year-old does. And then my 3-year-old's really into Spidey and Friends, so he's got a couple 4+ sets of that. So it kind of gives me time to have fun and enjoy the hobby with the kids as well. And you know, they kind of grow up with it. So and they find the bigger sets that I'm building, you know, kind of fascinating as well. And you know, seeing each step like, oh, that's, you know, it makes the roof of the house, or you know, oh, that's a cool minifigure. Can I have that minifigure? No. No.
Oh, I was all like, oh,
So-
that's so nice. Oh no, you don't. Want okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it's tough, you know, because then you do have, you know, I just this is the last day of vacation for me. So we were out and about and just hanging out with the family and all of that. So I didn't get any building done, but hopefully throughout the week this week I can get the Daily Bugle started and each night kind of chip away.
Yeah. At least something to look forward to at the end of your days,
Right.
I think, as well. Like that's what's nice about like builds like that. Like when it's a bigger project, like a bigger build, you can just gradually do a little bit at a time and see, something to look forward to. But then
Right.
I'm really bad for that. I stay up until the little hours, like Trev. I lose all track of time, and then I'm like, oh no, I just feel
Well, then
exhausted.
and then you go to bed and you just lay there and you're like,
Yeah.
well, I can't sleep anyways now. I'm wide
Yeah,
awake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Here's
find
the
that if I've
fun.
been concentrating a lot, I'll go to bed and thinking my mind won't just switch off. So, like you say, I'm there for another hour thinking, just
Yeah.
switch off, switch off.
Right.
Yeah, I suppose that's the risk with Lego actually, is because a lot of people do use it as like a kind of way to keep their brain thinking, brain busy
yeah.
sort of thing, like instead of like puzzles and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So it's,
And
I suppose there is a risk of doing it late at night.
and all I get if I go into work and I look a bit tired, oh, you've been playing with your bricks again. Well, you go and play golf. You go and play golf. I'll play with my bricks.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, absolutely. But what about you, Ollie? What's your way of balancing things out?
So I work remotely, which helps massively because that gives me an extra 2 hours a day,
Yeah.
which I should probably use more often for doing. Well, there's a balance of like getting out and seeing the world and seeing people and
Getting some shopping in.
yeah, that's it. Like it can take over quite easily. I will regularly stay up far too late, but I'm getting older now and I can't handle being absolutely knackered the next day. You've got to go out and do stuff. Maxine's headphones are breaking.
My headset died. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yeah.
Sorry. It just all I heard was a noise going doo 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 doo.
Oh no.
Oh no! And I can't. Ollie's now just like miming. So. But yeah, so you're saying you work remotely, so that takes like that aspect of travel time out of the road that you.
Yeah, that's it. But then I'm coming around to I need to start using it for actually like I know go and do some exercise. At the moment, my setup's not great for exercise. Once I've moved house, I can do it better.
Yeah.
But yeah, getting out like
actually living
the world. Actually, like doing stuff.
Not just living in a world of plastic.
When you've got a backlog, or if I'm working on a mock, it's like, well, I've got it in my head constantly. And what you were saying about going to bed and not going to sleep, like if I'm taking pictures of progress, then I'll end up, well, I'll just have a quick look at them, see how they turned out, and then I'm still thinking about it all anyway. But it does take over quite a lot. I think I was a bit concerned at first. I think my wife was concerned about like how much Lego just consumes your life, really. Like
it does.
Yeah,
like,
you get proper into it. It's like anything you're passionate about, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah, I think this is like the first passion in a long time for me, if any, actually, that has really stuck with me, and it's not just been a kind of phase. Like it has,
Sure.
it's been
Yeah.
almost a year since I got my first set, sort of thing.
I agree with that. Yeah, I'd say the same. Yeah.
It's a strange one. It hooks you in, like, and I really didn't
Yeah.
think it would have that effect on me at all, because essentially it's just like
Yeah.
it's a toy. You're just like putting a toy together. Essentially, is like what it is.
I've
but-
gone from watching loads of stop motion videos and people teaching you different things to actually producing it myself now, and it's just how it gets you. I think I'm gonna have a go at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had it
I'd
with
like to do
other
that.
things. Like, so it wasn't an alien feeling, but it was like, oh, okay, so this is happening again. So yeah, yeah,
But this is the current thing that just like
yeah, yeah.
dominates your life, that causes you to not go outside. I was going to say your room. I was going to ask everyone about like their kind of Lego. Well, I say rooms, just like where you work away. Yours looks like. Is there any windows in there? Like
In front
do
of
you-
me, there's a window. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you remember what the sky looks like? you know,
Yeah, yeah. Although I have to keep like the curtains shut because the sun comes, well, not all day, but like the sun comes straight into my eyes and tends to set off like pretty bad headaches if I don't. If I
yeah,
just let
and
it.
risk sun damage to your precious Lego as well. So
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
you don't want that as an issue to worry about.
Holly,
But
if you do go out, you can find Big Macs and cheeseburgers still. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm a McDonald's fan, but yeah.
Oh no, he's got all the Deliveroo apps and Just Eat and all
Yeah,
that.
there's all the food. I do where I live. There's like all the loads of food around me. Yeah, it's fine.
Don't have to worry about that. You're getting fed, fine. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But yeah. But what about you, Rob? What's the story with your room? Is that like a multifunctioning room, or is this like a designated space for you?
This is kind of a designated office space for me here at the new house. So I've taken up the one of the bedrooms and made it an office. I still have the other wall to kind of fill up, so that's where the bigger sets are going to go once I finish them. But yeah, pretty much a mix of every collection that I have here with the Hot Toys, Lego. Used to be a huge Funko Pop guy, but I sold all of those for Lego mostly. So that's how I got a good start with that. And but yeah, it's kind of like my office / YouTube
Space, yeah.
filming. Yeah. But I like to build mostly. We have a basement, and I have like a long table down there that I like to build at. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
So you just
kind of a
mix it up.
separate area. Yeah.
Yeah. So does that mean that any kind of work sort of meetings over Teams and things like that, they get like a nice view of all your collection?
No, I unfortunately I don't get to work remote. I wish I did.
Aw.
But yeah, I wish I could.
Yeah,
That would
but
be
maybe
great,
it's just
though,
as well.
if then I'd be called, oh, you've been playing with your bricks all the time, huh? Or again,
Yeah.
huh?
Or your action figures
Just like
and all this
Trevor.
kind
Yeah,
of thing.
right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's
But then
quite
what
funny.
about you, Ollie? Then do you get that? Is that your workspace as well, or?
Like every now and then, a lot of the time, my background's on blur just because there's still a bit of like, I don't know, it's a child's toy, and I don't let everyone know that I'm so heavily obsessed
But
with
can they tell if
But
you blur
people
it?
can sometimes like so on certain like bits of software, I don't have it blurred, and they're like, "What is all that behind you? How come you've got so much Lego?" Yeah. And it leads to slightly, mostly fine, but sometimes slightly awkward conversation. And they're like, "Okay, that's fair." But
Yeah. Well, that was going to lead me on to my next question to everyone: is how do they find, like, what's the vibe when you talk to people? Maybe particularly at work, because obviously work, you're supposed to be very professional and very, you're perceived as being an adult, and like, you're there to do a very, well, not necessarily a serious job, but like, unless any of you work for a toy store or Lego, like, but like,
Yeah.
what is the general vibe that you get when you tell people that this is something that you're very, very passionately into? Like, Trevor, what's the vibe like at your work for that?
They just take the piss.
In a nice
They
way.
do, but they
Mm.
they have a laugh and a joke and say, "Oh, you've been playing with your bricks, etc." But when they look at, they didn't believe I was on live streams, and I said, "Well, log on YouTube," and they were having a look. I said, "You're really into this?" So I said, "Well, look, everybody has a hobby, everybody has what they enjoy in life, and mine's this, and I've got all other hobbies as well, but predominantly it's Lego, and." They see what I create in film terms and the stop motion, and they do, after they've taken the mic at me, they will say, you put a lot of effort and time into it. And it is really good. So they do like, and they've started watching the content now. So that's a
Aw.
bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I think it's like when they realize how much it means to you and how passionate you are about something, it's kind of
Yeah.
a different story. It's not kind of, you've not
Yeah.
just bought the odd set to kind of,
Yeah.
I don't know, try to be a child again. Not that there'd be anything wrong with that, and that is predominantly why we buy Lego. But yeah, if there's some context to it, I suppose it maybe helps. But yeah. What about you, Matt? Like, what's the story with your work and your support of Lego?
It's because in a previous life, I was doing a lot of commercial illustration and things like that. So a lot of the people I used to work with were very creative and things like that anyhow. And I guess with my Instagram and things these days, it's there if people see it. And it's sort of now, I think because people always see me as a little bit quirky and a bit weird, they kind of just accept it and they don't so it's kind of that. So then when you start getting sent all the news stories about Lego Masters or this Lego thing or that or whatever, so you sort of get known as sort of, within a group of people, the Lego guy or whatever. So, and until recently can justify it with the kids and things like that. But then as they've gone into a dark age, it's sort of like, okay, yeah, that's getting harder to do. So,
yeah, can't always blame it on the kids. Like, that's just not how it works. But yeah.
No, it's not
But
bad. It's because I sort of largely work for myself and my own businesses and things like that. It's not like I'm seeing a lot of colleagues and things who are doing those sorts of things, and just off doing other weird things anyhow. So I think the sort of other people which I'm around are very eccentric and doing all sorts of weird things to begin with. So it's sort of like, well, okay, so you're into that. It's like, cool, whatever.
Yeah. And is it similar with your family then? Like your family, because obviously you have kids, so they're probably quite like the idea that dad buys a toy and quite has fun with it.
Yeah,
and
no,
stuff, joining.
Particularly a couple of years ago when we first started the YouTube channel and things like that. One of my youngest kids is just a talker, so he would go into school and he's very proud, and he was sort of like getting people to subscribe to the channel and everything like that. So he's almost like another marketing piece. And I think because they're sort of growing up in that era of where YouTube is just like a desired career, and it's like, oh, your dad's doing it, sort of thing. So I think for them it become quite normalized as such. And now that they're sort of going off and going into the dark age and doing video games and whatever else, they're hitting that sort of thing where they're about to become teenagers and the parents aren't cool anyhow. So you're kind of almost inoculated, ready for that to happen. So
yeah, I totally get that. It's just kind of like they've just understood this is a big part of who you are now, and it all makes sense within the context of everything, like personality and your creativity and your background with that as well. So I love it though. I love it when you find out that family are totally behind you and like get involved in any kind of way they can. But especially with helping you advertise at school. I mean, that's great. Be sending Novens to do that as soon as you can. But what about you, Rob? What's the story with yours? Sort of work and like your family support stuff.
If fellow employees find out about it, they kind of say, "Oh, that's cool," but you kind of get that vibe where it's like, "Yeah, okay, I know what you're really thinking." You get because you see the look on their face, but then they say something different.
Okay.
But like with family, I'll go to the store or something, and my 6-year-old will turn into the father and be like, "Well, mom said no, you can't buy anything." It's like, I'm just looking, So I get I get that a lot, but it's a lot of fun, and it's family. They're more into it. It seems like, and they'll send me random videos or pictures that they find online. Hey, have you seen this? Somebody made a guitar or something out of Lego or something like that, and it's like, oh, cool. So they're kind of into it. Whether they're into the channel or everything else that I'm doing, I don't know, but yeah, I got a lot of supportive people in the family, so that's cool.
Oh, that's really cool. But I think that's the great thing about this hobby, is that the community that it has is just lovely. So even if you have like people in the real world and in the flesh, like it's not really like that's flesh friends. Like you have your fellow online community that, like, I've only met one person in the flesh that I've spoken to and met through Lego online and stuff, but I'll hopefully be meeting Matt this month at some point. Maybe we'll see.
Hopefully.
I know, hopefully we can work things around, but it's just it is like this whole other life. It almost feels like, for me anyway. Like, I don't know about you guys, but it feels like you're just living another alternate reality. This is a whole other person that you can just kind of like enjoy, like with other people online, like-minded people, and there's no judgment because everyone's here for the same thing. And again, you can all be still really different about it. You can all have totally different interests, different themes,
This is
different kind of
why,
focuses.
since I came into the community, I've just received love and support, and it's just been great. Everybody's been so welcoming. It's such a brilliant community to be a part of. And for saying I wasn't part of that community, 8 months ago, it's just been brilliant. Everybody's so welcoming. It's a great place to be. And like you said, Bonnie, the other week, you can't really share your passion so much like with a work colleague or another friend. You can't get excited like you see a new set being released, but you go online, you go on Instagram and say, hey, have you seen this? And everybody's got that same vibe and that same buzz.
And it also,
it's just great.
You get to know people from all around the world, right?
Right.
And from everywhere. People you would never have spoken to, and it's just because of the one shared interest. It's amazing.
Crazy.
Have you had that a lot, Ollie? Like, is that like how you've kind of managed? Like, what's your like support like? Do you find that you do rely a lot more on people that you speak to online to kind of keep that enthusiasm going?
I think so. So I guess I've got it in person and online. A lot online, more online, much more online. But like one of my brothers is into Lego, and like he was probably one of the people that helped kind of get me back into it. One of my best mates is because it was a lot of like lockdown stuff. He got into Lego, and
I was wondering
so I can like talk to them about it. They've both got kids and mortgages, and they're like, they're kind of like living vicariously through me.
Other big priorities that but when you were saying that you have like a brother who's into Lego and stuff, that I first thought there was like, oh, I can like, because you're really good at your mocks. I'm like, I feel like we have a potential Lego master in our midst. Like,
I would love to go on Lego, but that's what is inspired me. Lego Masters, the Australian one especially, but
I know, like, I think like, I don't know if I'm biased, but like, I don't know about everyone else, but I think the Australian one is the best one. I really like
that's
this.
my favorite.
But I'm like, I never watched it back when there was a British one, but I've heard it was a bit.
I've watched some of it.
I don't know.
I got about 10 minutes in, and I was like, "Oh, this is."
Oh, no.
It was. It's very. It was done in the first sort of thing, and because they had kids in it, that then put different spins on it and things like that. But the guys that won it, I do sort of know, and it's you got to keep in mind this is in real terms now, it's like 7-8 years ago now, so a lot has changed since then.
A lot has changed. I wonder if they'll ever bring it back.
Well, it seemed because they had the thing at Christmas, didn't they? With
like celebrities.
No,
I think I actually missed that. I remember seeing it advertised, but I think I actually ended up missing it. But yeah, it'd be kind of cool if they brought it back, and maybe like there'd be some familiar faces on there. There would have to be, because I feel like at least over here in Britain, like the Lego online community is quite. It's not huge, put it that way. Like we rely on a lot of overseas personality and talent.
There's a lot of people who don't do Instagram and that. I think like there's all the lugs who have got people. Who,
I suppose.
But I don't know.
There's some really talented builders who haven't migrated from Flickr, so they're still in that sort of old school boat. But Bonnie, I don't know. Did you just want to, if you've seen the private chat, just have a quick. So because that'd be the sort of thing with Lego Masters. It's all like wanting to do it, but then there's some crazy builders out there and pairing up with the right person. So
like it's trying to find like the right balance of like personality, I suppose, as well, because they want to maybe try and get enough people that are on social media to kind of get the hype out there, I suppose. Whereas if they just had people on that maybe don't really do much social media, I don't know if they'll grasp as much attention. I don't know. I'd like to not think so, but I think that's probably how their algorithm in their head probably works with that kind of thing. But this is all speculation because we've never heard any news of them bringing back a British one. There's maybe maybe not the scope for it, but we would like to advocate for it, wouldn't we? That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be awesome. But sorry to go back to the like people around. And yeah, I'm quite lucky, I think, with where I actually am in some respects. So Southampton seems to be a local store for quite a few people. So on
Yeah.
like AFOL Day, there's a nice group of us. So there's like the Tech and the Brickboards and Monarch and Gaz, the
Yeah.
minifig too, and Not That Sam Smith. So like it's
Yeah.
quite good to have that group of people around as well. And I think it sounds like everyone's going to similar conventions. So
Yeah.
yeah. But then also online communities, mad. Like there's loads. Once you start getting into like Discord servers and Instagram and all that, and YouTube's a thing in itself.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It gets a little bit crazy. Like you need to kind of try and find a hold on just like a couple things. Yeah, too much crazy. And speaking of crazy, I understand, Rob, that you need to head off because your kids are again a little bit
Yes,
hyper.
and
But
I even hear my dog sniffing at the door and all of that. So I'm like, I hope they don't hear my kids like screaming and playing downstairs. And probably start dinner here in about an hour. And I'm on in the US, so different time zone. But I'm glad I was able to make it on here. I thought I'd only be on for like an hour, but I made it another hour and a half.
yeah,
So that was good.
Totally
But yeah,
lost track of time
sorry, I started getting a little quiet there at the end. I was like, I just don't want them to hear the kids. So
that's the good thing about having a large panel is these things go totally unnoticed. So
Yeah,
don't worry about it. It was lovely
sure.
having you on though. Oh, Matt's done one last picture for you. I think.
I love
Dan-
it. I love it. Your
You need
art
to look
style
these
is
up.
awesome.
You need to look these up after Rob and
will
get them
do.
like
Will
printed out
do,
and stuff.
for sure.
Yeah, but
It's
yeah,
a
thank you
pleasure,
so much for
pleasure
coming
to
on.
meet you as well.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much
Nice
for
to meet
having me on here. It's awesome. So glad this could be my first live stream. And
Yeah, thank you again.
yeah,
So nice
hopefully
having
get
you.
to know you guys some more in the future.
Absolutely, for
Yeah.
sure.
All right.
So lovely having you
Take
on.
care.
So speak to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Take it easy.
Oh,
What a lovely man.
just lovely. Yeah, for sure. Oh, I don't know what is right. I fixed this, okay, and it's still like, or someone fixed it, but obviously didn't fix it right. Wait there. Let me try something else. No. This is better though for me.
You just use it as the naughty corner. Okay, who's being naughty recently? Okay, Trevor, you're over here now.
Yeah, let's just put Trevor over here.
Oh, great. Thanks for that.
Right, it was Matt's idea. There you go. Well, actually, that works because Matt can't even see above your head anyway. So, unless you try. But yeah, it's yeah. So we've still got another 20 or so minutes planned on the stream. So, is there any hot topics that anyone would like to raise for the rest of the stream? Because I think I am all out of ideas, and I've got all the information I want to get out of you.
It's kind of not Lego related, but it's interesting. You can pick it up on whether or not. Are we starting to see the beginning of the Clone Wars in terms of social media? Obviously, with the way Threads have gone, I don't know if this is a topic you want to talk about, or if we just sort of.
No,
obviously,
yeah, but like.
Threads is a very blatant copy of Twitter.
Yeah.
And whether or not you're going to start seeing YouTube do their version of an Instagram, or a couple of the other, is TikTok going to start doing more pictures and things like that, in terms of, and then Clone Wars in terms of, because they've obviously just taken a user base from Instagram and pulled it across. And somebody discovered in terms of service, and I don't know whether this is true, if you want to delete your Threads account, if you do that, you're going to delete your Instagram as well.
Oh, really? Is that a new thing?
I didn't know that.
Apparently
That's wrong.
in the terms and conditions. So,
Oh, great. They highlighted that well, didn't they?
Oh, wow. That's good to know now, though. Imagine having, thought, oh, I'm not actually really feeling any benefit from this. I don't really use it. I'll just delete it, and then everything else goes as well. Like, you're like, how do I talk to all my friends that I've made online? I don't even know this person's name, for example. His real name. I don't know how to get in touch with them. That's what happened with me and Rob, actually. I wasn't sure what his name was.
I'm not sure if anybody else has had the same problem, but when I go on Threads, I can read what's been posted. I can like what's been posted, but then when I click on, I think it's the middle icon to go and write a post, it just completely crashes on me. I haven't been able to write a thing on it.
Maybe I haven't had that issue.
I think that did happen to me once actually, but then I just had to like redo something. What was it that happened?
Just keeps
Oh, it
coming
was
out of the app.
I was posting. I've only done one post, so I was posting a photo, and it was like once I pressed like confirm, the whole app just kind of like closed. So I thought, oh, that didn't work then, but it did work. But yeah, maybe it's like because it's getting pushed out now more. Maybe it is like struggling to cope with people on it.
To
just
cope
now.
with it. Because I think
Yeah,
within the
but-
first day or two, they had 70 million users. So you can imagine you've gone from literally a tight little beta to like,
yeah,
so,
it's crazy.
They must have been prepared for it though, because their servers have handled it. They haven't. I haven't
Mm,
noticed anything. I guess it's Meta. They're gonna have. They're used
yeah,
to Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, all of that. But
yeah.
it's interesting
kind
that
of
the accounts are linked so much because
Mhm.
the whole thing with Threads, or part of it, I think, is that it's meant to be like decentralized, so it can work with other social media platforms. So
Mhm.
it's interesting that they've linked your Instagram account to it so heavily.
And maybe it's
I
to
think
stop
I
you from
understand.
not using it though, or getting rid of it.
Mm.
It's like a way to
Yeah,
stop
yeah.
you. Not that that's going to do much. Like if you're on it and not really using it, then that's not going to benefit them. Surely, like it's all about engagement. It's
Yeah.
all about like you're actually using it. But I totally agree with you, Matt, about like it is literally like Twitter. When I was trying to think how to describe it to someone, I was like, you know how Twitter looks to a T, and you post and it's
Yeah.
that on Instagram. So and like, but I think it's already the Clone Wars thing you're talking about has already started because I mean that's why YouTube Shorts is I guess now a thing because that's just TikTok. Like it's
Yeah.
already going in that direction. But then it's just I don't know.
Instagram
Then
Reel.
yeah. But then Reels really took off for Instagram when they started that at the beginning. I'm pretty sure that's what I think Emma Soros said that's what took off things for her. I think like at the beginning, and then Shorts was when she
Yeah.
went "Phew," on YouTube. So I don't know. Maybe video content is starting to become more favorable over text and photos.
I think
in
it gets
general,
it sort of gets split because video content, like I think short form generally, yes, you can have them blow up and whatever else, but they don't have long tails. And
Yeah.
long form, I find, because there's about a dozen videos that I've got that I've done 3 or 4 years ago, and every day they're getting 20, 30 views, and they have for the last 3 years, which doesn't sound like much, but all of a sudden that's 4 or 5,000 views over that time period.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
a lot of the real stuff or the short form, which I've done, you might get that initial spike or two, but generally that's it. You're never heard of again. I did have one which I did 3 years ago, which had like 50 views, and then recently it then started taking off. And you look at it, it's like you released this video 900 days ago. And it's like, good thing I
it's
wasn't
still
counting
there.
on it.
Yeah. No,
Um,
it's good to have options for different people because it's very much like Lego. People have different interests, different theme interests, and all this kind of thing. So some people just prefer posting different kinds of content. Yeah. So maybe that's just trying to cater for every person on this earth, basically, to get them onto something that they'll use. But yeah,
there's the kind of like the difference between inattention spans is a big thing, right? Like short form is much more, well, at least the way I understand it is, it's much more younger generation because
Mhm.
attention spans are I think demonstrably shorter now,
Mhm.
right? So yeah, I think long form. I really like long form stuff because I can just put it on in the background
Mhm.
and do my cooking or whatever. But real, and this I guess is also another thing with social media. Reels and all that is just you stare at it because it's what, a minute, is it up to a minute? So
Yeah.
you just quickly move through them and you're stuck. There's a whole I won't go down
Yeah.
the rabbit hole of the attention market in software. Software was a fair passion of mine, so I've got involved in that as well. But
Yeah. There's been
yeah,
many a night I've been up late because I've just lost track of time flicking through TikToks.
yeah, and this is it, and
so-
it's all designed like that
Mhm.
to keep you there,
Yeah.
and then advertise to you, and yeah.
But
Yeah.
I also think too that you've had what I call eyeballs drift. I'm sure there's a real term for it, where there's only so much time that people have, and you used to before, even in the last year or two, you have big creators who had 5 or 6 million subscribers, up to 10 million, something like that. And a year or two ago, their videos would do 1 million views pretty consistently, and now they're struggling to do 100 or 200,000. And they're still sort of doing the same content and still sort of somewhat popular. within that. But I think because the short form has eaten into it so much, because you go on to sometimes YouTube to look at a long form, and then all of a sudden you're into your reel, your shorts, and you're there just sliding through all the time. It's still, you've taken the eyeballs from the long-term content, I think, and sort of put it onto that. And then also too, when the way that my kids interact with it, like on shorts and that, literally they would sit there. If you don't capture them within the first 1 or 2 seconds, they've already swiped.
Yeah.
And I know sometimes if we've been watching stuff together, it's like, no, go back. I want to at least see that, and then watch it for 5 or 10 seconds, and then they're like, yeah, no, you're right. It's
You see it everywhere, like in a bunch of places. So like we were talking earlier about like getting hooked into things, like one of the things which ended up kind of being replaced by Lego, but like, so I used to do, like, I was well into drum and bass and like raving and DJing, and you could see like the difference in what people will, like, the crowd won't put up with like long mixes. You used to have a mix between 2 songs that would last for like, I don't know, a few minutes. You play like 3, 4, 5 minutes of a song, and then it'd be the next one. And now it's like
Yeah.
a minute, and then it's on to the
Yeah.
next one. And
yeah.
it's just people.
But it's also trying to
different
find like the right like balance of it though, because I will usually more often than not swipe ones that I'm like, they're definitely just starting this way to try and hook me, and it's usually 9 times out of 10 it's all
Yeah.
crap, because you'll go on
Wait
to a
till the
reel and
end.
go, you should watch this because, and I'm like, no. Like,
Yeah. Whenever they
not.
wait till the
Yeah.
end, then you know
Yeah.
that I don't.
If
nothing's
you
gonna happen
shout
that
at
I'll move
me,
on. Right,
if you
yeah.
shout at me at the beginning, I'm gonna swipe because I'm just feeling like attacked. I don't want that. I just don't want you to go, because I don't know. It's just, no, I don't know. You watch this. I'll start doing shorts or something, and I'll do that. And we'll do an experiment. But that's Rob just saying it. Thanks again for having me. So lovely. So happy to have him on. But yeah, and Ivan is
I've
saying,
subscribed.
yes, do, because honestly, he's whapping out loads of great content now. So he's just like definitely one to watch.
Sorry, don't read. Did you have any photos to go through?
I did. Need to find them. I think it was yourself that sent me one, the one and only.
Okay, then. No.
I didn't push it too much. I didn't push it too much.
Shameless, absolutely shameless, man.
Yeah.
I sent you a couple.
I don't know if you did, Trev.
Yeah, I sent
Maybe
you
you
a couple.
dreamt it.
Yeah.
Well, let me find, but I don't
That was when his
remember
throat crashed and deleted half of his DMs to you.
On Insta.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, you did. This is the issue though, Trev, is that we message each other like every blinking hour, basically. So I'm having to like scroll for the life of me. Right. We'll save. Can we save them for next week? Because otherwise, it'll probably take the next 10 minutes to work out how to get my computer fast enough. So yes, everyone is in suspense for what I forgot to show. Mysterious.
And if you've got pictures out there in the chat there, make sure you send them in for next week.
Yes, people send them in, because that's what sprung this topic, is that Ivan has said he was going to. Oh no, that was about Lego Masters. I don't think anyone should go on Lego Masters. I don't know. Do any of you guys want to go? I think Ollie should go on Lego Masters, but we've established that he will have to appeal to, I don't know, the BBC to get it back on the telly.
Yeah.
If anyone knows anyone on the BBC, let us know.
Sounds like dramas. Sounds like the winners are picked from the beginning, if the American one's anything to go by.
Or it's probably a Channel 4 thing, actually, isn't it?
I think it's Channel 4, yeah.
Yeah, because
so it's probably going to be.
Yeah. Okay, get in touch with a Channel 4. I don't know. Yeah, I was going to send in a picture of his train layout on Instagram. That would be very cool. And if you're okay with it, we can show that next week as well. Yeah. People, please send in your photos. I don't get a lot, so it might even be that we'll have to do them bi-weekly at this rate. But I'm very interested to see what people have been up to for their week. Even if it's just a set that you've built and you've enjoyed it, please send it over, because, yeah, we don't all, as much as we stream about Lego and we talk about all the Lego that we've bought, we don't obviously all have all of the sets. So we'd love to know what people think of sets that maybe we don't have and their opinions on them. So, yes. One Brickster is saying, great stream, everyone. You've been great company. Oh, thank you very much for saying. It's nice to feel like you're kind of filling in someone's Sunday evening before they inevitably have to go to work tomorrow. So yeah, it's lovely to hear. And KO, King Kiev, we came up with this new name for KO. It's King Kiev. Just putting it out there. The way Bonnie
What?
Brick camera frame is. Did you not remember this? King Kiev, because he was going off to eat his chicken Kievs last week. He
Oh
like
yeah,
thingy
King
does.
Kiev. Yeah.
Yeah, he
Oh,
ditched
I
us.
was hearing something else. So, no, it's good going.
Right. I know it's late on in the stream, Matt, but is this something inappropriate? Because that sounds like very much like you. What would that sound like? King Kiev. Oh wait. Okay. King. Oh my god, have I been saying that last week as well and no one's told me? Right. How do you chuck them off? No. Don't keep saying it, otherwise I'll never unhear it. Yes, Matt, thanks in that private chat. I understand now what it sounds like. Oh my god. Okay. Even though it's late, I'd like to still think this is like PG level stream. I don't know. But anyway. Yeah. Bye, Bonnie Breaks, my Lego buddy. Have a great week. See you next Sunday. Thanks, Ivan. Thanks for popping by. So yes, we have 10 minutes left. So since there's the two of you guys, that's plenty of time for you all to maybe tell us about stuff that you've got coming up and anything that you might be about to post or something you're looking forward to over the next week. Please let us all know. So we'll start off with you, Trev. Is there anything in particular that you want to share with us?
Well, I've done.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
I've done the base.
Per Nova. You almost dropped Nova.
Painting the bench. We're
Oh, that's
finishing
cool.
painting that bench.
That's cool. Yeah.
Is that a sticker or a printed piece that's like the half painted but
It's a sticker.
oh,
Yeah.
it's pretty
And
cool.
then on here, we've got, I think it's a music room that we're doing because we've got a piano and a guitar.
That is very cool.
And,
And what floor will that be?
this is the ground floor.
For the moment until it becomes the
Yeah.
kitchen. Mhm.
Yeah.
Does
'cause
that line up
be-
with the kitchen then? The bit like the stairs, where it's got that trapeze or whatever the shape is.
I think you have to, I'm not sure, Ollie, how to do that bit, but I think you have to flip it and move the stairs at the back so they become
Right,
like a bit of a fire exit. I don't know. I'll have to look
Mm.
into that. But yeah, that's the ground floor. And then I've started building a bit of the second floor, which is
Oh,
nice.
that's nice. Very
I
botanical.
love these hanging baskets. I love these hanging baskets there.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
And I
good.
think this is like a computer cum dance room.
Is that meant to be like no, not a dance mat? I don't know. What is that supposed to be?
Soundproofing.
Piece of art?
I think that's
Yeah, it could be
soundproofing.
soundproofing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
So, but I always like these vines on the end of the buildings. You know, they look lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adds a little bit extra there, just to kind of
And
make
the
it
way-
look less one.
The way they've done the
one colour.
windows. I'm enjoying the build. It's really nice. And I'd say that will sit on. Somehow he says, trying to do it live.
Yeah,
That will sit
don't
on.
break it.
That will sit on like that,
Yeah. Cool.
Oh, cool.
and then we'll build on from that. There's another 3 floors, and then obviously with the kitchen, it's going to be quite tall. It's going to be lovely when I finish.
Yeah, that's
And
just
then obviously
awesome.
you can access it because it's just half a modular build.
And
Mhm.
it connects to others as well, right? It's got the Technic like
Yeah,
pinholes.
yeah,
at
you've
the
got
bottom.
these
Okay.
on the side. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what's it supposed to connect to again? I think there's been pictures and I can't remember for the life of me what sets it's supposed to connect. Is it the mall one that we were looking at? What's it called? The shopping.
Yeah.
Was it the
Remember now.
Unity?
Because this
Yes.
is
Yeah.
so obviously that's the kitchen, and that
Okay, yeah.
from
So you
what I've seen is the kitchen is supposed to, you can put the kitchen as the first floor
Mhm.
underneath them two. So for somehow that would have to, yeah. I don't know
What-
where the stairs would go.
What happens to the nice top though? That's the only thing. Like, quite like the top of the kitchen.
I think it can still be used. I think on this base. I think that's what
Oh, okay.
happens. You take all that over to that base, and that goes onto that one, and I think it clips onto the side,
Mhm.
so that becomes like an eating area on the
Okay.
outside.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah. I wonder what made them think we're going to bring out this 4-story build and we're going to make another build that's separate that can be
Yeah.
built in I wonder what the thought process was with that. But it's so nice. That kitchen is lovely as well. Like I love all the different colours. It works really well. So yeah, lovely,
Beautiful.
lovely.
Really is nice.
And obviously you've been building it in front of us, so we know that this isn't a one for your stop motion exercise. This is
No,
just purely
no.
out of joy. You wanted to build
No,
this one.
too big because I want to. Next
Mhm.
project is going to be the Hocus Pocus, building that in stop motion. I'm
Mhm.
currently editing together the amusement park, the Friends set, so I've got that
Mhm.
to edit. Hopefully, I don't know, about another week on that to edit that. I've just done a review. It's not Lego orientated, but these cubes that I purchased recently, I like them. I thought wanted them for a backdrop. I'm a sucker for LEDs, to be honest. The U-light ones. I was going to buy them and just use them, but I thought, you know what, I'll try and put a bit of a review together. So that's uploaded on my channel this afternoon. So please do check that out. I've had a lot of good feedback from it. People have been buying when it's not necessary, so I do apologise for that.
I know it looks very
But,
professional, the review. Like it does look very sleek, like as all of your content always does. But yeah, I'll definitely have to watch that tomorrow after work, or maybe during
Please
work
do.
if I'm not
Please
busy.
do. And thank you again. Thank you again, Bonnie, for having me on, and for everybody for being so warm and welcoming. It's lovely. So thank you.
Of
I do
course.
appreciate all of your support. Thank you.
Oh, always a ray of sunshine to have you on, Trev. Every time. But what about yourself, Matt? Got anything that you would like to plug just now?
Yeah, just the usual Thursday stream at 8:30 p.m. UK time, 3:30 USA time. A couple of us in the panel here and some others will just get together, sort of building through the backlog and just casually talk over any sort of Lego things and other stuff which happens to come across. And then I usually do weekly my top 5 most expensive Lego sets for each particular year. Just because I was away this weekend, I didn't do this year's, but I think next one will be for 2010. But you can find everything up until 2022 on Shorts or Instagram, wherever it's on those places. And hopefully trying to get 1 or 2 other videos out. Just got to get them edited. Most of it's filmed. And if you're crazy enough to enjoy some of the cartoons that you saw on tonight's stream and you want to get a copy of them, they will be eventually on my website, metal.com/live stream. So the ones from your stream last week are already there, and these ones will go up at some point in the next couple of days.
Fantastic stuff.
Sorry, one more, because
yeah,
your night tonight, I guess.
Oh my god, that's so accurate, honestly. He's looking. Oh, he's like.
But you.
Yeah.
So thanks very much for having me on again. I always love coming on and catching up with everyone and meeting some new faces.
Yeah, it's lovely having you on again. It's just a nice what I love about having you guys on as well is that it's just like everyone's got such different interests. I obviously knew what Rob and Ollie are interested in, and we know what Si's like as well. So it's nice keeping it nice and diverse, different personalities, different interests. So I really appreciate you guys coming back on, and everyone obviously I'm sure in the chat appreciates it too. And obviously we'll be there on your live stream on Thursday, myself and Trevor. And Ollie, are you joining us this week? Is it next week that you're coming on back on?
The week after, so not this Thursday, the next one.
Yeah. So we're going to alternate tag team it, I guess, because I'll be able to make it next week, but not the following week.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah. So is there anything else that you would like to plug yourself, Ollie? Thank you so much for coming on. It's been fantastic.
No, thank you for having me. Yeah, no, it's been awesome. Yeah, nothing to plug really. So yeah, like I've said, I'm kind of in the process of buying a house, so I think that's going to take up
a
my
bit
life.
of time.
Yeah, but it does mean that I'll have a new Lego room, which will be like. So at the moment, this one's mostly mine, but it's where I work, and I've got storing just general stuff as well as Lego. But this will be like a proper, much more dedicated Lego room. So hopefully I'll try and document that. I'm considering maybe trying to get into YouTube, but I kind of start stuff and don't stick to it. Like I started a blog and I haven't really done anything for 2 months on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. I'll document it somehow, probably on Instagram, maybe YouTube.
Yeah. Well, obviously we're all going to plug YouTube here for you because it's just so much fun to stream and stuff and share content. And honestly, I think that in itself is something very interesting to make people aware of, that you are potentially going to have like a new sort of Lego room, because that kind of stuff, like, I am fixated on. I love seeing how people like do their kind of Lego setups and stuff, especially like a Lego room. So,
yeah, that's it. And yeah, I'm quite looking forward. I want to try and have dedicated space for like photography and stuff, because I haven't done it for a bit, but like I really like doing the photography on Lego sets or like mocks and all of that. So
I'm so jealous you've got your own room for it.
yeah, well, we'll see how long it lasts, but yeah.
Well, this is the thing, if you have a dedicated channel and you're plugging out all that much wanted content that we're all demanding, then, you know, you've got a good excuse. So
yeah.
And keep the amazing big mocks coming as well. They'll just grow and grow. Like,
Well,
there's
yeah,
so many
no, I'll
possibilities.
have more room to go into. So yeah, if I can get a big table.
Exactly. Well, it's been fantastic having you all on. Thank you all so much, and thank you to everyone in the chat for coming along as well. In terms of myself, I have some at least one review coming out next week. I have built the set. I just need to actually edit it and all this kind of fun stuff. Editing is the greatest fun. So yes, I'll have that coming out next week, and then I'll have another set that I need to review, and then I am putting my foot down and I am doing mocks, because I want to start doing mock stuff. So that is what to expect from me, as well as obviously being on Matt's stream on Thursday. And then, yeah, we'll be back next Sunday again for another live stream. So again, thank you everyone so much for coming along, and have a wonderful, wonderful next week. And we'll catch up then. But from us in the panel, bye for now.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.